Perfect.
Who better than Derek, Pat, Andrew, the wrestling crew? Man, they bout to put an end to y'all careers like a finishing move. They bout to give y'all facts on these cats that's fighting on these mats. Y'all can't see them like John Cena. Even if y'all had 20/20 vision, y'all better listen, pay attention, and take notes down and realize that it's not your time now. And watch these three kings take the crown. Hey, hey.
Hey guys, Andrew and Pat here.
Yo, what up?
And we're sitting with Anthony Bennett, man. How's it going?
Hey guys, doing pretty good, can't complain. Ready to move and groove tonight.
Nice, man. Let's talk about the Cruiserweight Classic, man. You had a fantastic showing, man. How was that experience?
Oh, the entire experience, oh my goodness, it was fun. Like, everything about it, from the time I landed, you know, being in the cars with guys who've been around for 8 to 10 years, and I've only been wrestling for 3 years, going on 4 years. You know, everyone has stories, and I'm just like, this is my first big story. Wow. You know, just listening to these guys. Oh yeah, we did this. Remember that time we did that? And going out to eat with guys like Brian Kendrick, Daniel Bryan, and you know, just listening to them tell stories. It was just a lot of fun. Just like, you never realize how messed up other people are and how messed up their stories are.
Wow.
You think you always have it bad, but yeah, it gets worse.
So speaking of the light heavyweights, you're in the battle of the light heavyweights tonight. A lot of tight competition. Who do you feel is the most tough competition in that matchup tonight?
I would have to say it's whoever that mystery opponent is, because I've stepped in the ring with everyone else, so I know what they all can do. I know what their weaknesses are. You know, it's that one person you don't know that comes in and match with an advantage, because you can't do your homework on them if you don't know who you're facing. So, you know, it's kind of hard to prepare for someone you don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've been in the ring with guys like Katred Christian and you know, who's been some of your favorite matches up to date, you know?
My favorite matches up to date, I would want to say one would be Leo Rush when we wrestled at the ECWA Super 8.
Okay.
We definitely went all in. He laid everything in. I still feel his kicks every time. Every time I breathed it, he definitely knocked the wind out of me. He's definitely one of my greatest opponents. And believe it or not, Kid Christian is actually one too.
Yeah.
You know, we actually had a solid match. When I watched it back, he definitely nailed me, and I don't remember the match that much. But we definitely, like, when I watch it, it was definitely so much fun. Like, it looked like it was fun. And my third favorite, I would have to say Kennedy Brink.
Okay.
You know, I never really, it was like my first time wrestling a girl. I think we had so much fun afterwards. It was just like, okay, I'm wrestling a girl, but you know, everyone always wants to tell that I'm a guy, you're a girl story. Me and her just wrestled two wrestlers. There was no guy-girl story. It's just we went out there, wrestled, and I think we made each other look good. Definitely made each other look good.
And what's your height, your build at?
With my hair included,
Well,
or?
that's what I want to know. How many inches does it add?
My hair adds anywhere from 4 to 6 inches. It depends on whether or not I get my ends split that weekend or not, or trim my ends. You know.
Do you include that onto your height?
I do all the time.
I would too. You always want to get a couple extra inches on
Who
it.
came up with the idea with the glasses in the hair?
Actually, I did.
Okay.
I was honestly, it just happened because I was in a Halloween store. I was going to one of my friends' party, and I was just like, I came across the glasses, and I was just like, oh, well, you know, I don't think anybody does this. So just got the glasses, and it was 2 pairs, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just get this. And then when I wore them out, people were like, oh, I want a pair of your glasses. I want your glasses. Why do you have 2 glasses on? Then you got to explain, okay, well, you know, I have my own personality. Then my hair has a personality of its own, you know. It's pretty fun. So it just came because they were just in the front of a Halloween store.
My last question for you. Now, the Cruiserweight division on WWE Raw and 205, it has a stop-and-go kind of thing. Is that something that you still want to strive to be a part of in the future?
Yes, everyone always thinks they can be that one guy that can change it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think I can be that one guy. just because, you know, you have guys that have similar personalities and similar ring styles, but, you know, I feel like personally I can make it or be the one guy that changes it just with my personality and my attitude and my amateur background, pro wrestling background, everything else, my actual real life story. You know, everyone has their own story, but, you know, I feel like my story could definitely be one that will help change it, you know, being thrown in there with the right people.
Wow, man. And where can people find you on social media if they want to connect?
You can find me on Twitter at HighTopBennett. You can find me on Facebook at Bennett Ant. Or I'm sorry, not Facebook, that's Instagram. Yeah. Oh, I got to check. I'll make sure everything has the same username eventually. But yeah, so my Instagram is Bennett Ant, BENNETTANT. And on Facebook, Anthony Bennett. It's a like page, you know, make sure you give me a like, shoot me a message, let me know you follow this podcast, and hey, you never know what I might send you.
Well, thanks, man, for taking the time out.
No problem.
You well, man.
Thanks
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, guys, Pat and Derek back here.
What's up?
And today we're sitting with Brooke Danielle. How's everything going?
Other than my voice sounding a little rough, good. I'm really excited.
Yeah, so are you excited to be a part of JAP tonight?
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. This is one of the coolest things. I mean, I've seen a million shows here since I was a kid, and unfortunately, I missed the JAP shows, like being in this building, but it doesn't mean I didn't see them all. So this building is special to me because I saw my first house show here, my first indie show I said right here, and it was really cool.
What show was that?
Well, I saw a Northeast wrestling show here.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And I saw one of the TNA house shows here.
Okay.
And that was when I first got to meet people I looked up to. I was a real big Jeff Hardy person.
Oh, wow.
Jeff Hardy, Shannon Moore, and they did this huge signing beforehand.
Okay.
And that was the first time I got to be up close and personal with them because nobody else was doing that at the time. So, and I didn't know anything about indie wrestling. So after that show, I realized that they do signings and meet and greets here all the time. I drove out here on September 11th, by myself to meet Kevin Nash and Jesse Neal and Shannon Moore again.
So
Is that how you kind of decided to become a wrestler yourself because you were a fan, or tell us that story?
I'm one of the only girls in my family, so I've always been getting stone cold stunnered and DDT'd and DVD'd by my cousins all the time. I was a big fan when I was growing up, and it was a really big deal for me because I loved it. I loved watching it. And then I started to get made fun of because I was a girl wearing Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt that had inappropriate writing on it. So I was getting sent to the principal all the time in 5th grade, 6th grade. I was like, all right, I guess I can't watch anymore. So all those shirts went into the closet, and I was driving by one day in a blizzard, and I pointed out to my dad that Tommy Dreamer was on my street. And he's like, no, he's not. He lives in Yonkers. I was like, okay, Dad, if you say so. On the way back, he goes, hey, do you know my daughter? She's gone to every TNA show for the last 2 years. I know you're, he's like, I think I've seen her before. And I'm like, oh my God. And then we started talking. He opened up House Hardcore a couple of years ago. And he was like, I don't think you can do it, but if you want, you can come to training. And I was like, hell yeah, I want to do it.
Wow.
Wow.
And my other trainers are a tag team up in Poughkeepsie, the Now, Vic Delicious and Hale Collins.
Yeah.
So them and Tommy Dreamer and Tony DeVito from the Baldies, Bill Carr, they were there all the time, and they were teaching us everything. It was so cool. They didn't think I was going to come back, but I kept coming back and getting beat up, and I loved it.
Wow.
So talk about SWF and what that means to you, because you're the champion.
Yes, I am. I am the first ever women's champion. That was a big day for me because it happened a week after my mom passed away.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. And I promised her one of the things that I was going to do. She was very skeptical about me doing this stuff. She didn't want me to get hurt, and I've already been hurt. I had surgery and all this stuff. So I promised her, I was like, Mom, I'm gonna get to championship, and maybe then I'll think about slowing down. And that just motivated me 90,000 times more to do every single show I could. And that was a really special feeling, and I can't thank them enough for seeing something in me.
Where can people find you on social media if they want to get in touch with you?
I have Twitter. My Twitter handle is @BDAP54. I've had that Twitter for a very long time. I have a Facebook fan page, Brooke Danielle, and I have an Instagram page specifically for wrestling, and then I have a real one. BDAP37 is the real one, and Brooke Danielle 25 is the wrestling one.
Cool. Thank you for taking the time out and talking to us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Hey guys, Andrew and Pat here, and we're sitting with Pro Wrestling's Maniac, Joe Gacy. How's everything going, man?
Good, how's it going?
Good.
Everything's pretty good.
So you want to talk about what happened with you and CCW and why they fear you?
Well, that's a long story, but to keep it nice and short, in a nutshell, it goes in a lot of places. It goes to the fans, to the management. I had, first of all, the crowd was behind me for a good solid while as I was, making my way up to finally getting a shot at the World Heavyweight title. I won it, crowd was there for me, and then the very next month, they turned their backs on me. And then, once I started having my title run, I lost my title to Leo Rush via roll-up, holding the rope. So, that's a cheating victory. And then I get my rematch in a 4-way match, which I didn't even get pinned in. And then I don't get another rematch for the title. So, in a nutshell, after kind of being cast aside and thrown away one too many times, I decided, enough is enough. I'm not going to sit back and let CZW walk all over me, or pro wrestling in general, because quite frankly, a lot of people support what happened. A lot of people were happy Leo Rush became champion, but honestly, I think it was a crock.
Yeah, especially at your expense, right?
Yeah.
So tonight you have the task of facing DJ Marconi.
I do.
You got to avoid that big boot. What are your strategies here tonight?
Strategy, simply put, TJ Marconi is a big guy. I'm also fairly big myself, but I believe I'm a lot quicker than Marconi. So I'm going to go ahead and say that strikes and speed are probably on my side tonight.
So I want to talk about the mask a little bit.
Sure.
What's the whole inspiration behind the mask, and go into that whole thing?
Well, honestly, the mask started as I'm a big video game fan. The mask was modeled after a video game called Manhunt. There's a gang or a group of people in the game called the Smileys, and they literally wear masks similar to that. So I started doing it that way, but then it actually kind of started taking its own form. As in CZW anyway, for example, the whole "please stop me" thing. Now it's basically it's mocking you, saying you're not gonna stop me, so please stop me.
There's a vignette of you outside in the forest with your followers. Can you talk about that?
There was a few things shot. I'm trying to think. Was this the one actually in the woods, right?
Yeah, this was in the woods, and they're around you and stuff.
That was, I guess, the introduction of the actual followers anyway. The followers that are in my group or pack or family, I'll call it my family.
Okay.
Not much thought went into that. It was more just like an introduction, I guess. This is me, these are my followers, and I believe I talked in that vignette, and basically warning people what's about to happen, and I think everyone's listening now.
I think one of the cool things that you did this, I don't know if it was this month or last month, was when you had the entrance at the Wrestle Factory with the it.
Oh yeah. I did that. I didn't do that at CZW, but I did that a couple other places. Yeah, I like to have fun with the mask thing. I'm a big Stephen King fan, so when the It movie came out, the new one, I was very excited for it, so I decided to kind of do something special for it.
Yeah, I was there at UWA Elite.
Oh, okay.
You brought out the balloon. And,
Yeah.
Oh man, that was an incredible match that night. You and
Thank you.
You know, looking towards the future, what are some of your goals? Is it to make it to WWE? Is it to?
I mean, anybody in wrestling could say that. Yeah, absolutely, WWE is a goal, and for me, absolutely. You know, striving to get there would be great to make it there. For me, WWE is my immediate focus,
Okay.
but I would love to just be able to make a living off of wrestling. That's my main goal. If I succeed in that, then fantastic.
And where can people find you to become your followers?
Become my followers. I'm on Twitter at Joe Gacy. I'm on Facebook /Joe Gacy. I'm on Instagram at Joe, I believe, _Gacy. So I'm very easy to find.
Oh man,
fairly enough.
Well, thank you for taking the time
Yeah.
out. Good luck tonight in your
Absolutely,
match.
thank you.
And we'll see you out there.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely.
So, Andrew and Pat here,
Hey, what up?
and we're sitting with the notorious 187 Homicide. How's it going, man?
What's up, brothers? How you doing, man? Just a little tired, but happy to be here.
What a surprise! You were the 8th man. Did you know going into how long did you know about this?
In a couple of days, I was supposed to go to Mexico and do some kind of a tour, but I need to take care of my family, some personal business in Puerto Rico. My family lost their homes and everything, and changing plans. And I thought about it. I never had a title shot for the lightweight, heavyweight title for JAPW. I've been here since '97. I had tag team champions maybe 7 times. I was world champion 6 times, but never was a contender. So I said, screw it, let me be part of the best of the lightweights. Hey, I'm a lightweight, even though I fight big guys, but I think I'm part of that degree. And basically, I was part of it, and I think I did good, even though I had a little loss, but it happens.
Yeah. So last time I saw you, we were at the big event together, and we had you on. You got in the ring with Scott Steiner. How was it wrestling him?
In my personal opinion, he's a living legend. He's one of the best tag team with Rick Steiner. He's a great guy who comes with knowledge and everything. A lot of people treat him like he's a psycho, a genetic freak, but I think he's one of the coolest guys in the industry. But Scott Steiner is more like a blessing that I work with him because, like I said, he's one of the greats in wrestling. You talk about guys that does suplexes like Gary O'Brien, Billy Robinson, Taz, Kurt Angle. I'm talking about legit amateur wrestlers. The Briscoe brothers, the old school Briscoe brothers from the 70s, and the Steiner brothers. And Scott, he's one of those top legit shooters. So it was so cool to work with him.
Yeah, man.
And you also had a critical role in Jesus' championship match with Kieth Lee.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about that a little bit and beating up Kieth Lee.
Well, Kieth Lee is becoming, people say it's a shoot, I say real talk. Kieth Lee is one of the hottest free agents in pro wrestling. The guy's not signed, and I think, in personal opinion, he deserves to be signed on the big thing. It doesn't matter if it's WWE, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, but he needs to be on TV. But right now he's doing his thing. He's taking it slow. And I think we need to bring back what professional wrestling was. I'm talking about like the bad guys and the good guys, and I think Jeez, he's been wrestling for years. He needs competition, and I think Kieth Lee was the perfect competition for himself. And the role that I was playing, basically this is a big shout out for Loki because he injured his knee. So we come out there, we doing this thing called the Libre Cartel. It's more like groups like the Rock Brothers, the LEX, the Phillies Most Wanted. We just get together, and we are the Libre Cartel. And we just gonna get bigger and bigger. People say like the NWO, the Bullet Club, the LEX. I think this is basically everything. And we got people who's very underrated, who's hard workers, and we just want to conquer the world and do our thing.
Well, and Homicide, where can people find you on social media if they want to connect with you?
I think I'm the only person in this planet don't got a Twitter. Okay. It's a long story, but I got a Facebook. It's personal, but I talk to people. I think I'm the only professional wrestler that made it on TV to talk to fans. But it's D Arazo, the ERAZO, first name DEE, and I got an Instagram. It's Side Outlaw 5150, you know, and yeah, that's my social network. And I work for a lot of companies, JAPW, Impact Pro Wrestling, and you know, I'm everywhere.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you so much, guys.
And hopefully we'll be seeing you soon.
Thank you.
We'll see you on TV.
Yes, thank you.
All right, guys. Andrew and Pat here. We're with Kong West. How was it tonight being in front of Jersey All Pro at the Rahway Rec Center?
You know, there's certain things I'm supposed to say and not say in my function here at JAP, but let's be real. If you're a Jersey boy like me, and I've lived here my whole life, there are certain crowds you want to work in front of, there are certain promotions you want to work for, and I'd just be a lying sack of whatever if I didn't tell you that this was not a goal of mine, to get in the Rahway Rec Center, to be aligned with a man the stature of the light heavyweight champion Archadia, and to perform and operate in front of this crowd. And they were loud tonight. They were rowdy. They always are when they show up. They were ready to have a good time. And thankfully for them, the greatest light heavyweight in the history of this company was here. Yeah. So that happened.
Yeah, let's talk about that match a little bit, because there's a great group of guys in there. Homicide ended up being the surprise contestant, which nobody knew about coming in. And just talk about the field of competitors.
Well, I mean, we knew that there was going to be a new Best of the Light Heavyweights winner, because Archadia can't win it, but, you know, so many times before.
In it, you know?
Yeah, but you know what? Bigger fish to fry. I mean, that would be like asking Blk Jeez to run through a Best of the Heavyweights match. The man is already the best of the heavyweights. What does he need to go through some kind of multi-man for? All right. It's the same thing. I mean, Archadia, as the light heavyweight champion, 3-time Best of the Light Heavyweights winner, has nothing left to prove in that match. There was a good deal of talent in that contest, as there always is in Best of the Light Heavyweights. Anthony Bennett comes out on top. The human Muppet strikes again. So I noticed, though, you did gloss over the fact that Archadia did defeat another world-class light heavyweight.
Yeah, of course.
Sure
Jonathan
did.
Grisham.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about worldwide. You got to work with Monsta Mack. How was that?
It was arduous. That's a big man to carry on vocals. That's a big man to carry and lug around on my back. But thank God my charisma is really just off the charts.
That was probably my favorite thing, is watching you two interact. Yeah. Because you're so different.
Right. And the thing of it is that I'm still kicking. 4 years ago, I met Monsta Mack for the first time, and the reason that I met Monsta Mack for the first time is because he damn near clotheslined my head off. And I'm not dead, which is a shock, because other guys haven't made it so far. Somehow I survived it, so I think Steve knows that as much of an SOB as I can be, I am mildly resilient for a very, very feeble man that wears a pink suit. So, no, Steve and I have a lot of fun. I mean, I definitely bring something different to the table that I think is sorely needed, because let's be honest, half an hour of Steve Mack talking at you makes you just want to jump off, well, you know, pull a Danny DeMonto, for lack of a better word.
Oh my God.
So I want to talk about Arcadia's match that occurred tonight.
Yeah.
Which was the Jonathan Gresham match. And, you know, Jonathan Gresham is world renowned, just signed with ROH. Just talk about that match and, you know, the events that unfolded.
Sure. Slight correction, it was the Archadia match featuring John Gresham. Okay. And here's the thing about that match. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Jonathan Gresham isn't wonderful. The man is world class. He's world renowned. He is, by my account, on any list of the 10 best light heavyweights in the world. He's on every single one of them. I believe that. I just so happen to believe that Archadia is number one, and the JAP Light Heavyweight Championship proves that fact. My problem is this, and it's what we've been saying all along. Archadia has been here for 13 years. He's been here for 4,745 days. John Gresham was here for about 5 hours. So, at the end of the day, whose shoulder do you really want the JAP Light Heavyweight Championship on? The guy who's here and gets his paycheck and leaves, or the guy who's been here for 13 years. And I wish John Gresham all the best. I really do. And he doesn't need my wishes. The man is incredible and will go as far as he wants to go. But tonight, home court advantage and talent, Archadia just a little bit better.
Well, Colin, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook, Colin West. I'm the only guy with a professional savage icon because, let's be honest, I have a face for radio. I don't want to put my face on Facebook. You can also find me at colinwestwrestling@gmail.com. I am also, besides being a part of JAPW, I am a part of the creative team at Synergy Pro Wrestling, which you can find at Synergy Wrestle on Facebook and Twitter, and synergywrestling.com.
Show 2 coming up. So.
Right, show 2, December 2nd. You will see Matt Tremont versus Mike Quest on that show. KTB, who had a killer match tonight against Mike Dell, Matt McIntosh, so much more talent on that show.
Yep, and for us, we'll see you soon.
Yo, if you're not listening to IQ 101 every time they put out media, you guys are making a mistake. Wrestling IQ 101, Derek, Pat, Andrew, I don't put this lightly. These guys know what they're doing, and I don't talk to too many people. I will always make time for these guys.
Well, thank you, Colin. We'll see you soon, man.
You got it.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? It's Pat from Wrestling IQ 101, and here's Andrew.
Yo.
And we got Mr. Julius Smokes.
Let's get it, yo.
How you doing today, man?
Oh, man, same doodle, different toilet, you know what I mean? Keep my head above water, baby.
Man.
Absolutely. That's
Go,
my,
go.
That's how my motto every day.
Let's get it.
We're here at the Rec Center for Jersey All Pro Uprising, man. What
Yes,
match
sir.
are you looking forward to seeing tonight?
The main event.
Man, okay.
You know, I mean, from top to bottom, we got some young superstars up in here that want to show their craft, you know.
Absolutely.
Let's see what's good with that.
Now, Julius, you were just telling us you had 1 million views on World Star.
Absolutely.
Talk about this a little bit.
Oh, remix, Concrete Jungle remix, Volado the Don, Burns Luciano, Doug Gentleman Entertainment, Buddha Head Records, and it's about police brutality in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? It's just exposing the facts of life, and just trying to move on from that and bring everybody together as one.
Exactly.
We all came from one person, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and that's probably the biggest thing that's going on in the world right now. Not only as it's in sports and it's in the community right now. You know what I mean?
But I still love you. I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm on that dying table and I need that blood transfusion, I don't care if it's coming from a Mexican, Puerto Rican, or German, whatever. I want that blood. I want that human blood. I love the human race.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And I love wrestling.
Yeah.
Come.
Talking about wrestling, man. What are some of your favorite shows to watch on TV? Like ROH, WWE, or little bit of everything?
Ring of Honor. I mean, the Women of Honor right now is where it's at.
Yeah, fine.
You know, young, gifted, beautiful women. Plus, the locker room smell much better once they're in there. You know what I'm saying? No discriminating against the guys and everything. But I'm not Cam Newton.
Okay.
You know, I don't care if they know how to run around or not.
That's it.
They know how to wrestle. I know that.
Yeah, they have some of the best women there.
Absolutely. You got one here right now, Jessie Brooks.
Yeah, of course.
Watch out for that left hook, even though she's not from South Philadelphia.
And
you know what I mean?
Our past guest, Nikki Adams, debuted last night. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
Nikki.
very.
No, it can't make Nikki.
And man, so.
You can't
You talk right now, man. Yeah, you got me thinking.
Love is love.
Yeah.
So talk about the Rockweiler mix a little bit.
Homicide, Head of the Snake, Low Key, Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee. He brings the discipline of the group. Ricky Rez, Rocky Romero, the meat and potatoes. You know what I mean? I'm the double son-in-law. You know, and you bring the Joker into the mix too. He's the wild card. You know, when it comes out to the Rockweiler. So we beast it on every level.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So you have any
personified athletes?
Oh yeah, that's the thing, man.
No fat boys. No disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But you chubby. You ain't fat. Girls like that now.
Oh.
I mean, you got money.
I got the bling.
Yeah.
So, you have any projects coming up that you can talk about?
Basically, All my music's on iTunes, Spotify Radio, iHeartRadio. I'm just making it do what it do right now. Buddha Head Records, Julius Smokes, Ducati. It's a good thing right now, y'all. And pro wrestling, it's in my heart. It bleeds.
Yeah.
Trauma Squad will be played through the arena tonight, and enjoy it.
Nice.
Yeah. You get your throat slit. You get pistol whip with the Trauma Squad. Oh my God.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you.
No doubt.
And where can people find you on social media if they want to connect with you, man?
Double Son of Law, Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Julius Smokes. That's my government. That's my
Nice.
DNA. I'm the
Awesome,
only
man.
person in the world called Julius Smokes, so that's me.
That's it.
Mo, thank you again.
Come. I love it. I love America. I love it here.
Oh, man.
Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah,
yo.
man. Thanks for
I
taking
love
the
it,
time,
man.
man.
Love George
Be
Young
well.
Pro.
Thank you.
Great, man. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Hey, guys. It's Andrew and Pat, Wrestling IQ 101.
What's up?
And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And today we're sitting with Bear, Bronson, and Shlak. How's it going, man?
Still alive.
So,
Good. How are you?
good, man. You just
Thanks
had.
for having us.
Thank you for joining us. And Bear, we got to start with you, man. You just made such an impact with Beefcake Charlie at WrestlePro, taking out Mario Bokra and Fallah Bah. What was going through your mind, man?
Just waiting for that moment. Waiting to strike. You know, we came through the crowd and we're waiting down the outside of the building for just that perfect moment. You know, and to have that spot and just wait for it. And just when it finally happens, you want to capitalize as much as you can. So that's really what was just going through my mind, making sure we just get in there and just make sure everyone remembers what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just make sure, you know.
And it's Shlak. I see you got the Eat the Turnbuckle shirt on. Just talk a little bit about that and how it kind of incorporates into wrestling and just go into the whole backstory.
About 10 years ago, something like that, started a band with another buddy of mine. Like, I've been in bands since I was 16 years old, like doing like G.G. Allen stage. Can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, I just want to watch my fucking tongue. Doing like G.G. Allen, like bleeding and attacking the crowd and breaking bottles and shit like that, you know. And a buddy of mine, you know, he was in a band doing the same exact thing, and we always wanted to start a band together, and we're, you know, from the Philly area, so we're like huge wrestling fans. And we're like, let's start a band where we could, you know, keep it on stage and not get thrown out of the club. What can we do to do that? Wrestling. You just leave the crowd alone. So we started a band all about wrestling. Next thing you know, 10 years later, that shit got me all over the world, and I'm like, all right, I gotta put the fucking icing on the cake. Time to go do it for real. And now here we are.
Talking about traveling the world, you just got done in Mexico. How was that?
Really hot. It was like a fucking, it was a heat wave when we were down there, and there isn't one air conditioner in the entire country of Mexico.
Wow.
I'm in like hotel rooms with no windows at 90 degrees, just fucking laying there. But it was awesome, dude. It really exceeded my expectations. I did like 9 death matches in 11 days.
Wow.
So I lost 17 pounds in 11 days.
Oh, God.
Man.
No, I'm just like, wait, dude, I'm sweating, shit like that. Like,
for sure,
eating half what I normally eat, you know, not working out.
I heard that, yeah.
Everything I was eating was all bread and shit, you know what I mean?
And don't drink the water.
Oh, dude, I shit water all the time, so that's like rookie shit down there. Montezuma's Revenge, get the fuck out with that.
Talk about death matches. You got in the ring with Matt Tremont. How was it wrestling a guy like him?
I mean, Matty's, you know, future Hall of Famer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's great to work with and nice guy to boot, you know, I don't fucking break kayfabe here, but, you know, he's an awesome worker, man. The guy knows his shit, you know, great guy. Super brutal, and that's exactly how I like it. Ain't afraid to give it, ain't afraid to take it.
Yeah, man, for sure.
And Bear, we're here at JAP. Last time we saw you in JAP, you were throwing the little man all around, all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Jacob Tarraso.
Yeah, Tarraso. And then how the Beast came in, you guys had like a tense interaction. Just talk about that a little bit, and you know what's going to happen tonight a little bit.
So it definitely took me off guard, but it's definitely something I've wanted for a long time. You know, watching Kyle the Beast for definitely a while.
You guys doing an interview?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fucking it up there.
But yeah, I mean, you know, to face off with him in a ring definitely gave me chills because that is definitely something I've wanted for a long time. So when that happens, I'm just ready to tear it down with him. You know what I mean?
And You were trained at Creative Pro. How was the experience, going through there?
I mean, it's everything I wanted it to be. It's just the accomplishing feeling of just like the hard work and just you're gonna get that there. Under Kurt Hawkins and Pat Buck, it's the real deal, And I've been training now for I think July was like 3 years. That's since I started training, and it's just on top of that, just the welcoming and good learning environment. It just makes it that much better. So it's definitely the best training I could have asked for. No doubt.
And Shlak, I just want to talk about your promos that you did because they look so professionally done. You got cutscenes, you got music, and you have taglines. Yeah, talk about that a little bit and who puts them together for you.
Yeah, actually,
I do all that shit.
Really?
I do all that shit. I edit the video, I film the shit.
Really?
I look like I'm a fucking tattooer. And I'm in the basement at like 3 o'clock in the morning screaming to myself, and there's someone that lives upstairs. They must think I'm out of my mind filming the promos down there and shit. I don't know. That's something I think that indie wrestling is missing, so I'll fucking capitalize on it. I remember when I was younger and I would watch Saturday morning WWF, and one of my favorite parts, I mean the wrestling's awesome obviously, but one of my favorite parts is the little vignettes in between everything. It built the whole show.
Yeah.
So.
I love the cowboy one. That was
the Wild West one.
Yeah. You know how many fucking times a day someone says "giddy up" to me.
Yeah. Also like the Face of War. That was a good one too.
Oh, thanks.
Oh man,
plenty more coming up. Trust me.
Even the Christmas promo you did too was awesome.
You didn't like the training montage for Tournament of Death?
So, what was your worst injury you sustained? Doing this deathmatch stuff.
I mean, man, I fucked up everything you could possibly fuck up. I guess the last thing I can remember that was bad was it was in West Virginia. I took a weird spill and I landed knees first on like a gusset plates, and they went right through my knee pads, dude. And
I saw a picture of that.
It mangled my knee so bad, dude, and it wouldn't stop fucking bleeding because where it was.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I saw you the week after at Dojo Wars.
Right.
And you had right? And
Yeah.
all wrapped up.
I didn't even realize that it was really bleeding that bad because I had my knee pad because it went right through the knee pad, and I peeled off my knee pad and it was like like a piece of toast, piece of gelatinous cured up blood, and I folded off like what the fuck.
Oh my god.
Then I'm in the rest stops, it's pouring blood all over the floors and shit.
Oh my god.
Day in the life.
Man.
How'd you sleep that night?
Poorly.
Well, I'm glad you're okay now.
Oh, thank you.
And where can people find you on social media if they want to try to find you guys?
Shlak 187 on Instagram, Shlak 187 on Facebook, Shlak 187 on Twitter, and www.nogodonlyshlak.com if you want to buy some shit and support my demise.
Yeah, and my Instagram and Twitter is I just changed my Twitter to the same thing as my Instagram, so it's easier to find. It's both Bear Bronson.
Okay.
Just I think Instagram is Bear Bronson, Twitter is Bear_Bronson. So easy to find.
Cool. Thank you for taking out the time, guys, to talk to us.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, thanks for coming through.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, this is Andrew. I'm sitting here with wrestling god Anthony Gangone. How's it been, man?
I'm great, fantastic. It's great to be a god in wrestling.
So you were eliminated tonight. How was it just being in that ring for Jersey All Pro?
Well, it was kind of a dream come true. I kind of grew up watching it, watching a lot of indies growing up. So JAPW, I'm sorry, was one of them that I definitely watched. So it was definitely a dream come true.
Now you've been in the ring with so many of the greats right now: Ricochet, Cody, JTP. And then what does that mean to you when you get these big time matches?
Just for me, it just solidifies that I belong in there with them. A lot of people put a lot of faith in me, and I don't want to let them down. I don't want to let myself down most of all. Mm-hmm. So being in there with those top guys means that I belong, and I should be in there with them, especially after usually I beat them. So,
yeah. So and Hog, you're a dual champion.
Was a dual champion, yes.
How did you feel when the company gave you both titles and gave you the backing,
Well, I was the first one to do it, so there's only there only can be one first.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something that I'm gonna cherish my whole career, and to be a 2-time Crown Jewel champion and then House of Glory World champion at the same time. I mean, no one's ever gonna do that again. At least if I have any say of it. Yeah.
And you know, so the last time I saw you wrestle, it was the 35 years of Magic,
Yes.
where you and LSG and Corvassier, you guys got into the ring. What did that match mean to you, and what does Magic mean to you?
Well, Magic, for me, is a legend, and the thing is, he helped train so many guys that people love, that are on television, that are on the indies, that people just absolutely love, and they pay their hard-earned money to see. So Magic is just, he doesn't get enough credit. And that night was special because he got just an ounce of that credit, even though he deserves so much more.
Where can people find you on social media?
I'm at House of Gangone on Twitter, then Gangone Anthony on Instagram, and then Anthony Gangone on Facebook.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out and talking to us, and we'll be seeing you in more matches.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, man.
Hey guys, this is Andrew, and I'm sitting with the Clockwork Angel, Katred. How's it going?
How are you?
Good. So you just competed tonight.
I did.
How was it stepping into the ring at the Raleigh Rec Center?
This is possibly one of, it's something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. I didn't think I would get to the Raleigh Center. I've been here as a fan for shows, and every time I've come here, I was like, gosh, I can't wait. I really want to make it one day, so that way I can do it, and I did.
That's awesome, because I was here too with you. So you've had some incredible matches, not only tonight, but for worldwide. You got in the ring with Tara Calloway, Will Nightingale, and Allie Rex. How was it competing against those ladies?
Those are some tough ladies. Some tough ladies. And some of my favorite opponents, actually. And I would do it again and again because they're my absolute favorites. Isn't that great when you get to say, hey, you're my favorite to beat me up? That's basically what I'm saying, isn't that?
I guess. I never had the opportunity. So, Warriors of Wrestling, you've gotten to face Nikki Adams, and she's the first women's champion there,
Nikki Adams, who debuted at Ring of Honor last night.
Women's, That's crazy, So,
go, Nikki, go.
That was incredible for her. Is she one of your favorite people to beat up?
That's a great one. Yeah, she is, yes. Possibly, she's up there as one of my top people to beat up and to get beaten up by. She deserves so much, and she's worked really hard to be where she's at right now.
And then on the flip side, you've gotten a chance to wrestle some men like Logan Black. How was it? Do you feel, getting into the ring with men and women different, or was it just
not at all? I trained when I first started training. I was training with mostly guys. I was the only girl for a very long time. So I feel comfortable either or. It really doesn't matter as long as we're both in there to have a blast and have a good wrestling match. Bring it on.
And where can people find you on social media?
All the social medias. On Twitter, you can find me at Clockwork Katred, and on Instagram, you can find me at Clockwork Angel Katred.
Cool. And thank you for taking the time out and talking with us.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Andrew and Pat.
Hey, what up?
And we're sitting here with the bad girl, Penelope Ford. How's it going?
Hi, it's going well.
So how was it competing under the Jersey All-Pro banner tonight with 3 of the best women in the world?
Oh, it was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's a wild match. Kind of got all over the arena, up the bleachers, against the walls. Katred got bloody. Just talk about the match a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it got crazy. I don't even think we were in the ring that much at all. It was all on the outside for the majority of it. But yeah, there was some color there. Yeah, bloody nose. Not me.
Hey, that's the important part, right?
Yeah, his face is still intact.
Yeah. So you got to face Shayna Baszler from the Women's Classic, Women Young Classic. How was it wrestling her, and do you feel like that might be a stepping stone for you one day to get to WWE, wrestling somebody with that recognition?
Hopefully. I mean, she bent me in half and everything. Like, she took what she knew and took advantage of me because
Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
real MMA, like, or what is, I don't even know what she does, jiu-jitsu?
Yeah,
She knows everything.
she's a
Now
monster.
she's a professional wrestler.
I got a question for you.
UFC, right?
What was going through your mind when you were going to do that cartwheel and then Moff said hi and caught you upside down?
There wasn't even time to think.
No?
It was just like, bam.
How much did it suck the next day?
It sucked.
Was your stomach like all beat up?
Well, yeah, that, and then I just melted off the side of the ring. And you guys tossed me straight up into the air.
Yeah, did your
and
hands hit the ceiling?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised my hair didn't like get caught up in the pipes up there. And
I was a little worried about that at first, but then I was like, she's a tough chick. She can handle it.
oh my gosh, that bump. Just pancakes on my stomach.
They just called for homicide to come out, and they just finished the round.
Oh, homicide.
Yeah. That must be the surprise tonight.
Well, I'm scared. He's not coming in here, is
No,
he?
I don't think. I think he's heading to the ring.
Oh no.
But
I hope not. Otherwise, I'll have to.
I've been out in the ring and he's walked out, and that's terrifying.
yeah, I mean, well, I'll throw Pat in front of him, so don't worry,
Oh my
it'll be fine.
No, the table.
So Penelope, you've had a plethora of so many great matches with Hit Squad, one of them, Candice LeRae. What's been some of your favorite moments?
I mean, I really enjoy all my matches, but I mean, there's definitely highlights of each match. Like when you bring up Candice LeRae, that boot to my face, and the chair flipped over. So I mean, I used that tactic today on Gabby, and I mean that definitely took her out. And Candice LeRae and Joey Ryans with Joey and I. Yeah, I really like all my matches. Oh my gosh. What are those?
With David Starr?
Yes.
When he stabbed you in the head?
Yes, with
That was crazy. I was scared for you.
The worst thing is like when those skewers go into your scalp and they pound, it just scrapes downwards.
Oh my god.
Down your scalp, and then all of a sudden it just hits like this juicy spot in your head, and then all of a sudden it's just like.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when I saw that sticking out of your head, and some of them fell off too, and I was like, oh
because
my
they were
God,
scraping down the side of my head, so they weren't even like. It was just like, oh.
Oh my God, that was just
the
crazy.
description sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
You've also teamed up with Maria Manic. Can you describe that relationship?
Oh, Blonde Ambition.
Yep.
Yeah, I love Maria. We're like opposites but the same. Like I'm just small and quick, and she's just the big, strong one. So.
When DJ came on our show, he had some great words for you. He said, out of all the females that he had trained, that you were the standout. That he feels like you're the one that he really sees going places, and you're the standout that he sees. And so like,
love DJ.
Yeah.
Like, what does that kind of mean to you? And also like training with a guy like DJ, like tough guy like DJ. What is that like to train with him?
Well, DJ's the first person I talked to about joining wrestling. I didn't even know I was going to join wrestling. My friend hit me up. She's like, so remember the guy that we talked to? And, well, I have a tryout, and I don't want to do it alone. Can you just come with me? And I was like, oh, fine. And we did 600 squats. Like, DJ pushed us, and surprisingly, I did not throw up because I heard people throw up. And then we got in the ring, and I was like, this is awesome. So DJ really took me under his wing, and like it was him and Drew Gulak and Preacher who were training us, and like, so I mean, that's where my home is with CZW. DJ got me to where I am.
Yeah.
Along with the other trainers.
Is there a dream match that you'd like to have with somebody on the indies, or even now if you watch wrestling on the WWE or TNA?
Oh. I never really put thought into it, because every time I go into I get offered a match, like I always get butterflies. I'm like, yes, I finally get to wrestle this person. So I mean, like, I really just enjoy wrestling new faces all the time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And you kind of found this spot of doing these mixed tag matches like you did with, like we were just talking about with Mac. You really grown in like doing these mixed tag matches.
Yeah, with like Ace Romano.
Exactly. Yeah, like.
Oh my God.
And Brian, I'm missing his last name. Brian.
Oh, it starts with an M.
Yeah. Milanis or something like that, right?
Yes.
Milanis or something. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you guys, those are big guys.
But is that something like you really look to continue doing, or you want to do more solo things, or just more straight female things?
It's pretty even. Like there's things that I get to do in mixed matches that I can't do with other females because we're probably the same size. I'm not big at all. I'm like 110 pounds.
Right. It's funny because before we actually saw you, I thought that you were bigger than you actually were because I'd never seen you in person before. But I was like, oh my gosh.
I think it's my boots.
Yeah.
Makes me look taller.
Well, Penelope, where can people find you on social media if they want to see upcoming matches or just follow you?
Well, my Instagram is _Penelope Ford, and my Twitter is the Penelope Ford. And I do have a Facebook, but I'm not the best at that because I get too many Candy Crush requests. So I just it gives me anxiety to go on there and check the notifications.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for taking the time out, Penelope, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah,
guys.
thanks for the time.
Hey everyone, Andrew and Pat here.
Yo, what up?
And we're sitting with Archadia Man.
Hello.
You excited for tonight, John
I am.
Grisham?
It's definitely one of the biggest tests I've had.
Yeah, I think this is probably going to be one of the most technically sound matches I've seen. What do you think?
I think it's one of those times where you think that you're a very technical wrestler, and then you're in the ring with someone like John, and you find out that you know nothing compared to what he knows. It's definitely an eye opener.
It sort of reminds me of that time that Archadia was in there with Blk Jeez.
His arch
Archadia
rival.
thought that he was good.
No.
But he realized right away that he wasn't shit.
Oh my God.
But then he was like, well, I'm in the ring. I can't just go home now. I gotta at least try. I got people here to see me. And what happened? He fucking failed.
Wow.
Nah, but
Hey, thanks, man.
it's all in love. No homo. Sorry.
Oh, good.
With that.
Champion versus champion match. No.
Yes. It's happened already.
So, looking forward to the future, man.
Yes.
You're the UWA Elite Champion. You found out that, TJ Blaze is going to be challenging you, man. Are you excited for that challenge?
I am, and it's weird because I heard Colin West on his All Access podcast say something about me being a little nervous and out of my element, and I don't understand where he gets that information from because it could be honestly nothing further from the truth.
And he's close to you.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Well, I think he, sometimes he likes to think exactly how my mind works, but I don't think he actually does. The thing is that when you're 3-0 against someone, you don't really have to play mind games because that already does enough for you.
And speaking about tonight, what does Jersey All Pro mean to you?
I think that a lot of people, when you're involved with something and you're in it, I don't think you really can fully understand the magnitude of what you're involved in. And just to hear some of the guys that you respect talk about the legacy of Jersey All Pro is enough to realize, what we're doing here is amazing stuff. So I think most of all, it's an honor to be a part of such a roster that other people love to be a part of, if you understand.
Yeah, man. Well, good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon, man.
I'll see you guys soon.
Before you go.
Yes?
Where can people get you on social media?
The internet?
Yeah, the internet.
Yeah, the internet.
Okay.
That's where they can get it. It's Archadia, ARCHADIA, everywhere. Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
All right, cool. Thanks, man. Hey, guys, it's Andrew, and I'm sitting here with Matthias Glass. I just better not call him late for dinner, right?
That's right. You can call me whatever you like, but if you call me late for dinner, I'll kill you.
Yeah, so you're the Hasidim Outlaw.
The Hasidic Outlaw.
Hasidic Outlaw, I'm sorry.
Also, don't call me that.
Don't call you that. So, how's it going, man? How was being out there in front of all the fans of Jersey All Pro Wrestling?
Jersey All Pro is has a long history. Some of the greatest talents ever
to grace the ring have wrestled for Jersey All Pro, and it was an honor. You know, I can't believe that I'm here. This is by far the biggest opportunity I've been given. You know, I mean, this is like the elite company on the Northeast, in my opinion.
Yeah. So you were part of the worldwide tapings back in the summer and here tonight, so it's gone kind of full circle for you. What other stuff do you have in the works? You know, I saw a singlet.
I have a new singlet coming out. I have a few debuts I will be making in the coming months. A couple companies that I plan to be working more with.
Okay.
You know, hopefully, you know, maybe there's a title run in my future at a couple companies.
Nice.
My main goal right now is to get in really good shape, continue my training, and go for a tryout at Future of Honor, Ring of Honor. That is what I'm working towards, and I'd like to achieve that within 6 months.
Nice, man. So you've also been in the ring with Prince Akhenaten and Del Roy for BBWF. How was it like getting in there with two different personalities? And then meshing with yours. Honestly.
That's right. Well, Delroy Cox, he's a powerhouse. You know, big guy, straightforward, just a brawler. You know, Prince Akhenaten is a shyster and a Muslim.
Okay.
And I love him. The Muslim part doesn't matter. He's a shyster is what gets me. But that mix and matchup of personalities in the ring, I thought really played well and put on an entertaining match for the fans. You know.
Yeah, man, I definitely hear that for sure.
And I was happy to win the BBWF Primetime title in that match.
Yeah, man. Well, hopefully you keep winning more and more championships, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon, man.
Thank you.
Before we go, where can people follow you on social media? If they want to talk?
Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
At Hasidic Outlaw. HASIDIC Outlaw. And Facebook.com, The Hasidic Outlaw. Also, if you YouTube Matthias Glass, I'm the first one that comes up.
Yeah, man. And good luck, man. And hopefully we'll see you in the future.
Mr. Pace, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on Wrestling IQ 101.
So, hey, guys. Andrew and Pat here.
Yo, what up?
And
the limitless Kieth Lee. Thanks for having me, guys. Sorry for interrupting.
No problem,
I got
man.
excited.
You did a better job than I could have. So, man, you've been around. What is up, man?
My stress levels. I've flown in here. I've already had one match. I've broken a ring, and now I've got to face a champion on top of that.
You ain't right. Why you gotta break rings for me?
That was Monsta Mack, of course.
Ah, yes, the return of the Mac. Anyway, yeah, man, I'm feeling good. Just, you know, excited, and this is kind of like my last match of this weekend, so looking to make a nice showing and hopefully earn myself another championship. As most people know, I just won the WWN title, and it'd be nice to add another one to my stock, if you will, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, man, congratulations on that. So tonight you have Blk Jeez. He's the current Jersey All-Pro champion.
Indeed.
Do you have a strategy going into this match? Because
strategy?
You know?
He's been asking for this.
Strategy?
He's been asking for a suitable opponent, and so that's why Mac brought in Kieth Lee.
Whoa, Kieth Lee is not a suitable opponent. I'm ill-suited for everybody. You're talking about the most versatile creation that this sport's ever seen, okay? I'm ill-suited for everyone, because I can do everything. Now, as far as strategy goes, I never won't go into a match with anything of the sort.
No?
I honestly react to things as they occur. My opponents, I adapt to what's in the ring with me. And in this case, I have an idea of how I'll approach the match because I got a glimpse of him, and he's not the biggest fellow, but he also looks tenacious. So, you know, things are, you can't underestimate what you're in the ring with, ever. And just be Kieth Lee, which means be limitless, which means be the man. And then give these people and Blk Jeez and Jersey All-Pro Wrestling a chance to bask in my glory. Easy enough, yeah?
Easy enough.
That's it. So you referred to your arsenal, how it's so varied. And you can fly, you can bruise. So I just want to know, you didn't always have matches like that. So I want to know, before you changed your style to be so versatile, were you nervous about changing styles? Were you nervous when you climbed up to the top ropes for the first time? Just talk about that transition that you made.
I can honestly say no, man. A lot of stuff came very naturally. My style currently is what I've always wanted to do. I just wasn't allowed to. So when I was given the go-ahead and the encouragement that I needed from the right people, it made me shrug that off and do something different. And the difference has been monumental, in case people can't tell.
Yeah.
The past year and a half has been ridiculous, and it's going to continue. I'm going to make sure it does. So, nervousness, no. Excitement, yes.
So you've had so many great matches and stuff with so many different opponents. What have been some of the highlights that you remember, or favorite moments that you've had?
Anytime I doom salt anybody,
Okay.
That's the best time ever. Spirit bombs abound, making people bounce and do flips and wonder where their life went. That's always a great time. There are many occasions that are just super strange. Basically, any match I've ever had with Donovan Dijak are great moments and memories. Any match I've ever had with Ricochet has been amazing. Matt Riddle, amazing.
Yeah,
so it's not just like a situation or a moment. It's matches and opponents that push me that make me remember stuff like that. Michael Elgin, Brian Cage, like the list goes on and on. You can take all the top wrestlers, and I've enjoyed every single match I've had. Yeah. Because, I mean, people liken me to a Saiyan or Super Saiyan because the thing that drives me is competition. I want the best because that's what makes me better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand exactly.
Yeah, and that match you had with Dijak at PWG became legendary.
Seemingly. That you mentioning it now just gave me goosebumps. Like, it was that good of a match.
Yeah.
I watched it back for the first time this past week, and oh man, I have no idea what's wrong with us.
It's insane.
Even I was questioning our sanity. So, I'm proud of stuff like that, and I enjoy being the type of athlete I am.
Seeing what you've turned into, you kind of, like you said, you've blown up in the past year and a half. I'd say, like, between Beyond and Evolve is really when you've kind of exploded on the scene. Do you feel like your time at ROH, being in a tag team, you were kind of hidden and not really given that same exposure that most guys in ROH have the same platform?
I think I can't really. ROH was never the platform that really exposed me, if you will. The platform that exposed me is Beyond Wrestling. The moment that I went out there in my very first match with Donovan Dijak, 48 hours later, my entire wrestling world was upside down and completely different. So, I had been a part of ROH for a year when I went to Beyond, and people had no idea who I was. So, that match at Beyond is what changed everything for me. Did it bring more attention to ROH? Yes. Did it bring more attention to me? Absolutely. And I've capitalized on it. And it's just a roller coaster that seems to not have a downward fall. It's just an up. I don't know, man. I'm just riding the wave.
That's it.
And I'm trying to keep all the effects and everything else just as positive as possible. So.
Kieth Lee, where can people find you on social media if they're trying to connect with you?
Ooh, easy peasy, guys. So, the best way to reach me or follow me is it's all streamlined. Instagram and Twitter are both at Real Kieth Lee, all together. And even if you want to find me on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Real Kieth Lee. So it's pretty easy. No varied names and find me the best way if you're going to message me. Avoid Instagram because I'm horrible keeping up with those messages. Twitter is probably the best way to reach out to me. So, best ways.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time out and talking to us.
You bet.
And good luck tonight against the champ.
Thank you, good sir. And
Thank
good
you.
sir. And bask in their glory. Have a good night, guys.
You guys, thanks. Hey guys, Andrew and Pat here.
Yo, what up?
And we're sitting with the King of Bros, Matt Riddle, man.
What's up?
How's it going on, man? You ready for tonight?
I'm ready for tonight. I got Kyle the Beast, and I'm in New Jersey. And I usually wrestle, even though I live in Pennsylvania right now, I wrestle all around the world. I rarely wrestle in my backyard, so it's a pleasant surprise.
You talked about wrestling around the world. How was it traveling? I mean, what is it like? Do you get to, sightsee or just right to the arena and wrestle?
I'm more of I like to relax when I'm not wrestling, so
Okay.
I'm not a big sightseer. I've seen a couple sites,
Okay.
just in passing, but I'm not the kind of guy that, hey, I just showed up to England. Let's go see, the bridge or something. I'm more like, hey, let's get to the hotel so I can take a nap.
Okay, cool, man.
Relax, play some video games. Stuff I could probably do at my house or anywhere else, but I'm doing it in London or wherever I am.
What kind of games are you playing right now?
Right now I got the Evil Within 2.
Okay.
That just came out. It's Halloween season, so, and I'm a big survival horror guy, so I play a lot of survival horror games.
Oh wow, man! I just picked up the 2K18 WWE.
Oh hey.
And the graphics are pretty amazing, but.
One thing I always notice about you when I look at you is your hat collection.
Yeah.
You always got sick hats, and it's always, I feel like, a throwback to something where you got the Batman hat, the Mario Brothers hat. Man, talk about your hats a little bit, and where you get them from, and how you pick them, everything.
The hat thing, I've noticed, like, most people are into sports. Like, I'll be honest, I grew up, I didn't watch any sports. Like, the only thing the closest thing I came to watching sports was pro wrestling.
Okay.
And that's more entertainment, if anything, And so it's like, I was just never big into sports team. I played a lot of video games, read some comics, stuff like that, watched cartoons. And, usually, like, when you wear a hat, like, people wear sports teams. Those are the hats you get. Well, like, I don't watch sports, so it's like, what hat fits me? So, like, the video game hats fit me. And, like, I ended up getting, like, a bunch of the video game hats and all those other hats, like, through GameStop. Because I buy enough games where I accumulate points, and I use those points to buy hats and stuff. So that's how I ended up with, like, all the Altered Beast hats and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a good way to think of it. I never even thought about it in that way before.
So tonight you have the challenge of KTB. He said tonight you were his stepping stone to a brighter future. Do you plan to derail that?
I feel like I should be a stepping stone for a lot of people to a brighter future. If you beat me, it's definitely a step in the right direction. Now, do I think KTB is going to beat me? I doubt it. Wrestling, fighting, jiu-jitsu, it doesn't matter what it is. I don't think he can beat me here today or any time. But he's a nice enough guy. I mean, he's going to try, and, I give him credit for that. So.
Yeah. Now, you've been in the ring with a plethora of people, from Cody Rhodes to Chris Hero, Jeff Cobb. I mean, you have a favorite match since you started wrestling?
I do. I have a couple favorites. I've had a really good match with Jeff Cobb at Super Strong Style for Progress. That was good. But, I would say, the beginning of this year was, one of my favorite matches was against Shibata. And it was, my first match against a New Japan guy. It's the first time I actually wrestled somebody where there was, a real language barrier, where, he does not speak English, I do not speak Japanese, and we didn't have a translator, and we made it work. It was perfect, And, that was probably, the match I've been happiest with. The crowd reaction was there. And that was for a company, Rev Pro, which I've worked for since I've wrestled Ishii there. I'm wrestling Minoru Suzuki in a couple weeks there. Wow. So it's I get the matchups I like there. So it's a good time.
So growing up, sorry.
Oh, yeah. So you touched on your background a little bit. And I feel like there's more and more guys with an MMA background kind of transitioning into pro wrestling. What is that transition like? And you go into that, and how difficult it was?
I mean, I think it depends on who you are. It's the same thing with, fighting. You see, world-class athletes, and you're like, oh, you should fight. And it's well, no, he shouldn't, unless he wants to. And it's the same thing with wrestling. Even if you're a great MMA fighter or Taekwondo specialist or Jiu-Jitsu artist, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate into a successful pro wrestling career. And I think it worked out as well as it has for me because I grew up watching pro wrestling. It's the only sport I grew up on, And it's something I like and care about. It's I wanted to do this before MMA, just MMA presented itself and there was fixed weight classes and stuff like that, so I knew there was a spot for me. While in pro wrestling, it's kind of luck of the draw, It's harder to get over in pro wrestling than MMA because it doesn't matter how good you are at wrestling. It's you got to talk, you got to have a look, you got to have so much more than just the skills.
Yeah, exactly. It's so
funny. Fighting, you just need the skills.
Yeah.
The rest helps, but if you just keep winning, they can't deny you.
There are, when I watch UFC or MMA, there are so many guys that stand out that you could easily picture with that personality. Obviously Conor McGregor's one that stands out, but then there's a Chael Sonnen or different guys with that personality where wow, that guy can definitely put up a promo if UFC had promos,
Yeah, well, the thing about it, you usually get 40 seconds after you win a fight to talk.
Yeah.
While pro wrestling, you talk before, after, during. You know, there's a lot of talking, but I think that's one of the things I love about it is like you get that character over. But saying that, that's one of the most difficult things for somebody making the transition is not thinking of it as a fight or a sport, but as entertainment, but still keeping the competitive aspect of it. Like, because it's entertainment, but you're also out there having like a choreographed fight, so it has to look good. It has to be good. If it's not good, like, trust me, I saw a match tonight. I'm not gonna list names, but like, right? And I saw people in the crowd. They weren't cheering per se. They were more so laughing, you know. Okay. But hey, it's whatever. You gotta work up to it, you know.
You alluded before that you grew up watching wrestling. Who were some of your favorites? And if you could pick somebody who you grew up watching to take on now, who would it be?
You know, that's a hard one. I mean, I was big into the pro wrestlers that like I consider like what I do. I don't consider pro wrestling or sports entertainment. I consider it sport wrestling.
Okay.
And I consider like certain people throughout like me growing up watching it that were sport wrestlers. Something like Rob Van Dam.
Okay.
You know, even like a Taz, a Jerry Lynn, a Kurt Angle, a Chris Benoit, a Bret Hart, a Shawn Michaels. Guys like an Eddie Guerrero. Guys that wrestle so hard that it's real. Like, can't tell me what they're doing is not real. Like, I'll tell you this, you watch me wrestling tonight, I don't know if you ever seen me live, but it's real. Like, I don't do anything fucking fake. I just hit people. Like, I don't kill them, I don't knock them out, I know when to pull back, but I hit people. It's real. You can't deny what I do. I'm pretty sure that's why one of the main reasons why I'm over. Yeah. Because it's like, you see me live, you're like, holy shit, he's killing people. You know, but everybody's fine afterwards. We get great reactions, and it's good.
Well, we'd like to thank you for taking the time out. Well, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me Riddle Bro on Instagram.
Okay.
Super King of Bros at Super King of Bros at Twitter, and Matthew Riddle on Facebook. You know, pretty simple.
What about your merch?
Yeah, I don't do pro wrestling tees, so you won't find me there. You have to go to kingofbros.com or go to your local indie show where the King of Bros is working. That's your best bet.
And you get to meet him, so that's a plus for everybody.
You can't beat that. I usually give discounts. I'm a good guy. So.
Well, again, thank you for taking up the time, Matt.
Thanks
and good luck tonight.
Me, guys. Appreciate it.
Or should we wish Kyle good luck?
Yeah. Wish everybody luck.
Okay, guys, Pat and Andrew here.
What's up?
And we're sitting here with Danny DeMonto. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty damn good.
How's the leg doing?
The leg's gonna be the leg forever, but you know, I'm definitely feeling a lot better than I did about a year ago. You know.
Yeah. So this is gonna be your big return.
Yes, sir.
JP. So do you think you'll have any nerves if you like go up top on the rope for the first time or anything like that?
Well, I haven't climbed up there since. Nerves, no, but I'm definitely anxious. Anxious. I'm definitely not nervous. Nervous ended a long time ago, but I'm definitely excited to make it happen. I'm definitely excited for it to be over as well.
So, actually, I want to tell you this. I was waiting for you to tell you this, but you were the first wrestler I met at JP.
Oh, wow.
When I first came to the shows, my first show was the House of Pain. And,
me and New Jack?
Yeah, you and New Jack, man, tearing it up. And I just remember,
yeah.
I felt so bad I had to go over to you and I wanted to meet you. I was like, this guy's incredible, the cold-hearted player.
I have a scar on my head still to this day from that match, and that's the only time I've ever had a scar from like a bloody match, because he was the one who cut me with his knife.
Yeah, he was crazy, and he had the jumpsuit on and everything. I remember.
You got the full New Jack experience.
Yeah, and I remember I was like, I have to go meet this guy. I was so impressed with you, and it was my first JP show, and I was like, damn. This is crazy.
When was that? Do you know a year?
I was 2005, 2004, 2005. That was my first. Yeah, it's crazy how that time flies. But then, since then, you've been part of so many classic Jersey All Pro memories. What were some of your favorite?
Jersey All Pro memories. My feud with Dan Moff was awesome. But near and dear to my heart, my matches with Kenny Omega and his company will always be at the top of the list. You know, he brought the best out of me, but he is the best wrestler in the world. We just didn't know that then yet.
Yeah.
We knew he was great, but you know, he is the best wrestler in the world for a reason.
Yeah, and it's crazy because we had Monsta Mack on a couple times, and like all the stars have come through Rawway.
Oh, absolutely.
Brody Lee.
Yeah. Ricochet.
Yeah.
You know, Tyler Black, Jay Lethal,
Teddy Hart,
Low-Key, Teddy Hart, the Hit Squad Homicide.
You guys,
You know.
yeah, man. So
Jersey All Pros definitely has a good eye for talent. That's always been the thing, and I'll even rewind even further back. The first indie show that I ever attended was the Jersey All Pro first anniversary show. I was like 15. I got a flyer at a local ECW show about that Jersey All Pro show, and I was hooked ever since. And JAP was my first goal to get into when I first started wrestling, and it's been full steam ever since.
It's funny your description about tonight and your injury, being anxious and excited. It's my feelings tonight about the Yankees Game 7.
Oh,
so
me
tell
too.
Me,
Is there a way that we could watch it in this room?
Yeah, I was trying to think.
We got to figure out a way. I mean, it's 2017. We all have smartphones. We all have access to the internet. There's got to be a way that we could hook up a TV in here or something.
Yeah, right.
I think by the time this airs, the
Yankees are going to be in the World Series.
They'll be in the World Series.
We're not even going to be talking about any
Predicting
Astros.
the future right now.
So let's talk about the feud with you and Bandito Jr. How great was it wrestling a guy like him and getting the best out of each other?
The person that I've wrestled the most ever in my entire life was Bandito Jr. I think we've wrestled each other. I kept count for a while, but it's in the 30s.
Wow.
And he's awesome. He it was when I was the bad guy, he was the good guy. It just worked. Small little flippy Spanish guy against the big mean bully. He was my yin to my yang, the yin to my yang, and I miss wrestling him. I miss being in the ring with him, but he's on to bigger and better things too. He's a referee in the WWE.
Yeah.
So
it's cool getting to see him every week, on NXT.
And Bennett.
Yeah, Matt Bennett. Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was awesome.
One of my best friends in the world.
So also I see you have the Game Changer shirt on.
Yes.
Just go into a little bit about what Game Changer means to
GCW.
you. Yeah.
Game Changer Wrestling, what it means to me. It's my company. Me and Brett Lauderdale own Game Changer Wrestling, and we are trying to actually really change the game. We're trying to run a wrestling product that is completely different than everything else that's in this area and pretty much in the United States, and I think it's working. The crowds do keep growing, and the product keeps getting better and better. So we're doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've also had feuds with Teddy Hart and Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you helped kind of give those guys JP helped give those guys a bigger platform to become?
Well, without Jersey All Pro, that platform doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you have to give it up to Jersey All Pro. Kenny Omega knew of Jersey All Pro. He knew what it stood for. And I'll give you a little backstory. That first Jersey All Pro show that he wrestled me on, he flew himself here and he wrestled for $50. Wow. And he did it for an opportunity. And he was told that if he did good, he'd be flown back. And he wrestled me. He did a 3-way at the next show against, I believe it was Xavier and Teddy Hart. The show after that, he beat Low-Key for the world title. And then Kenny Omega to the top. As far as Teddy Hart goes, he's an enigma. He's one of a kind. There's never going to be another Teddy Hart. If you asked me if I wanted to watch a Teddy Hart match or a Bret Hart match, I want to watch a Teddy Hart match.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of a kind. There's a lot of one of a kinds. I don't want to always say one of a kind, but I mean, just even being around the guy, he's just a wacky animal.
So knowing the history of JP, who are some of the guys that are here tonight that you look at maybe as the future of professional wrestling?
The future?
Or the future of JP, maybe?
Oh, absolutely. The future of Jersey All Pro, obviously Kyle the Beast is going to definitely be at the top of the list. KTB's my guy.
Okay.
Matt Riddle, you can't say he's going to be the future of JP because honestly, Matt Riddle could be the WWE World Champion by WrestleMania if he really wanted to. I think the guy's unbelievable, and we're lucky to even have him on shows. Shlak is an animal. He's a beast. He's a great character. He's a believable character, and you look at him and you're like, wow, that guy's definitely a wrestler. Okay, he could definitely kick my ass, and that's the type of wrestler I like. I like a guy that looks like he could be on your side in a bar fight, and you're probably gonna win. I'm trying to think of everybody else that's on the show that isn't normally a Jersey All-Pro guy. I mean, Private Party, great tag team. Jonathan Gresham's one of the best in the world. He's wrestling Archadia tonight. I mean, the card's pretty stacked today.
Yeah.
Jersey All-Pro is, I mean, they never really put on a B show.
Yeah, never heard of one. Even when I was...
Oh, and I have to give a shout out to Penelope Ford. I think she's one of the best female wrestlers out there today, and she's on the show today. I think she has the total package to really go to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about tonight and the best of the light heavyweights, do you have any tricks up your sleeve? Any veteran skills that you
I definitely have some tricks. I have enough tricks for 10 shows.
10 shows.
Especially with the guys that I mean, I'm not going to disrespect anybody in this match whatsoever, but I think my amount of years probably adds up to everybody. Tricks, maybe, but tonight's going to be a special night. We're going to make it special for everybody involved. It's not about who wins, loses, who gets eliminated first, who gets eliminated last. I want to, also big shout out to Fat Frank. Without Fat Frank, there is no Jersey All-Pro. Without Fat Frank, I'm not sitting in this chair right now. And without Fat Frank, we wouldn't have all the memories that we're talking about right now, and most of them he came up with.
Was he a mentor to you?
Yes, absolutely, on different levels. Absolute different levels, especially, with Game Changer and stuff like that now. We used to talk all the time, like 3 or 4 times a week, because I wasn't... See, Frank didn't like to talk to wrestlers that wanted to get booked.
Okay.
I was booked. So that conversation didn't have to ever exist. So every time we talked, I didn't have to be a weasel to him. And he said to me one time, he said, Danny, don't worry about booking storylines. Don't worry about telling a story out there that's going to travel over show to show to show. Give the people the matches they want to see, and they'll just keep coming back. If a storyline comes about, that's fine. But if you're giving them the best matches on every single card, they're going to keep coming back. And that's what I do with GCW. You barely see kind of storylines of this guy's beating up this guy because of this, but you just see 2 dudes going at it, fighting, and then at the end, maybe a handshake, maybe not. That's what I like about pro wrestling. I don't need to know that this female manager hit this guy in the nuts, and that's why he lost the match, and it's because they dated back. Like, that's not pro wrestling to me. Pro wrestling is 2 dudes fighting it out, battle to the finish, and then maybe show some respect at the end.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
I
an
agree.
awesome story. So, going up through the years, has there been, besides the knee injury, any other injuries that you've...
Yeah, I've hurt myself so many times.
That you've had?
Yeah, I tore my lateral and medial meniscus in that same knee.
Wow.
This whole leg could pretty much kick bricks.
Wow.
I hurt my tailbone 2 months before I broke my leg, and my tailbone probably hurts more today than my leg did. And when I hurt my leg, it was so much worse because my tailbone was messed up. So I couldn't really actually sit. I had to lay like this. I know the people at home aren't seeing it.
He's on his
with
side.
the leg broken.
Wow.
So I couldn't have, and I had pillows underneath me because I needed to be cushioned because my butt couldn't sit down. So on a couch every day was just mounds of pillows and just trying to be comfortable. And after a while, I didn't want to be on the couch anymore. I just started getting out there. I would make my girlfriend drive me to a mall, and I would walk with a walker through a mall with a broken leg.
Wow.
Just to see how far I could go. Because another thing about my injury was I had just lost a whole bunch of weight, and I hit my goal weight 7 days before I broke my leg, and I went from 378 pounds to 220 pounds, and so I just joined a softball league. I haven't played baseball or softball in 10 years because I was so fat and stuff like that. So I had all these things ahead of me, and then it was just stop. And, every doctor in the world and my mother and, my girlfriend and everybody involved was like, all right, stop with the wrestling. Stop physically wrestling. You could run shows. You could be around shows. You could go cut promos. You could do, but it's in my blood. It's what I love. I'm not saying that I'm coming back here today in hopes to go to WWE. But I'm coming back here today because I love Jersey All Pro and I want today to be great. And then if there's another show, I want that to be great and I want to be a part of it.
What caused the transition for you to lose all that weight? Something.
Fat Frank dying.
Okay.
His health and a couple of conversations we had right before he died. That's what made me realize, like, maybe I shouldn't be eating for sport and going to a buffet and going up 4 times and, being able to spend over $20 at Wendy's. I'd much rather live, and I took the proper steps and I changed my life forever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jersey All Pro, we could end it like this. Jersey All Pro is a company that has been around longer than everybody else in New Jersey and the New York area, and there's a reason for that. And it's because of the fans, and it's because of the people that are backing it. And there's a lot of people on staff here that keep Jersey All Pro alive. And as long as those people are around, Jersey All Pro is going to be around.
Yeah, definitely. Where can people find you on social media?
At Danny DeMonto on pretty much everything. So Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Facebook, I'm always maxed out with friends, but also, follow Game Changer Wrestling. Check it out. I know this is a Jersey All Pro show, but Jersey All Pro and Game Changer are friends. So definitely check out Game Changer Wrestling for some wild, bloody wrestling action.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for taking the time out. And thank you for taking the time out and talking with us.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, thanks, Danny.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys. We're sitting here with the Jersey All Pro champion, Blk Jeez, man. You ready for tonight?
Definitely. I'm always ready.
Yeah, I mean, you begged for competition for a while, and they finally gave you some. Do you think this is worthy for you, Kieth Lee?
Well, first of all, I don't say I begged. I demanded that Jersey All Pro.
True.
Demanded that they give me competition. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a guy that like, if I don't have a competition, I'm unmotivated. Even though if I'm unmotivated, I'm still better than a lot of these dudes out here. But Kieth Lee, he's definitely competition. He's definitely the competition that I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Tonight's gonna be good shit.
You have anything? How was your training for him? Did you have to train any? Because he's a bigger guy. Did you have to train any? Do anything special? Or do you have any special moves you think that might impact the match?
I just train the same as I usually do. I mean, like, I usually have instant chemistry with bigger wrestlers. Whether it's Dan Moff, Pat Tremont, Eddie Kingston. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on and on. So with Kieth Lee, very agile for a big man. It's just going to be, I'm just going to go out there and do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And people going to enjoy it. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be hard hitting. And I'm going to walk out still the champ.
Yep. Chop them down, right?
Exactly. Big men usually have bad knees or whatever. So I play dirty. That's a big dude, so I'm gonna be playing dirty out there. I ain't even gonna try to sugarcoat or hide it. I'm playing dirty tonight, Mr. Limitless. You're gonna be basking in my glory tonight, homie.
It's gonna be limited.
That's awesome, man. That's incredible. So how's things been for you since we talked to you last? 'Cause it's been a while.
Yeah, with the indies, there's good weekends and bad weekends. It's always a great time at Jersey All Pro. I always look forward to coming here. But I'm just taking the bookings as they come and shining in all the bookings that I'm taking.
Real quick, because this is Steve Monsta Mack here. Blk Jeez, as Jersey All Pro Wrestling champion.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them bringing in big name talent for you and giving you a test every single time that you're going to come out there, knowing that now?
Well, we touched on that, and I said it. I said it to you, just like I said it to them and the people that's listening. I demanded that Jersey All Pro give me competition. And what did Jersey All Pro do? They're giving me competition. Mr. Kieth Lee, big man, real popular with the internet fans. I'm very hated by the internet fans. So we're going to go out there and do just what you internet fans expect. You're going to love Kieth Lee. You're going to hate on me. Jeez is going to leave, still Jersey All Pro champion. And it's business as usual.
One more question.
What's that?
While I'm here. Who's your dream match?
My dream match? Man.
I know there's somebody, because you told me once, but I don't know if that somebody still applies.
Oh, you refresh my memory.
He begins with an L and ends with a key.
Ah.
Well, I know that was something you always wanted.
Yep.
I don't know if it'll happen because he's apparently injured, but
another Jersey Art Pro legend. I mean, look, man. If you put Jeez in there in that match, in that dream match, that's money right there. That's going to sell out the building right away. Before a promo happens, before a video package happens, before we go in there and lock up, that's going to be money. And we all know who that Jersey Art Pro legend is. I think we all know. Internet fans, y'all smart. Y'all think y'all smart, so it's obvious who we're talking about. So, internet fans, you know what I'm saying? Do us all a favor, since y'all know it all, since y'all smart, put it out there on the internet who we're referring to. And that's going to be a money match right there.
Oh, man, sounds good. And I have one more thing before we
What's up?
Why Mountain Dew in the wine glass?
Oh, I was tripping, man. Like, I was just trying to clown myself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, like you put Instagram pictures up there. Yeah. Somebody always going to want to clown you. So I'm not gonna give anybody the pleasure. I'm gonna clown myself before I clown anybody. I was trying to be on my bougie John, like my wine glass. But I let people know, like it's Mountain Dew in my wine glass. You know what I'm saying?
Well, where can people find you on social media?
Everything is Jeez215, JEEZ215.
Well, thank you again for taking the time out for us.
Trust, right?
Jeez we trust, yes sir. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Good luck, man, tonight.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks, man. That was fun, man.
Hey, Pat and Andrew back here again.
Yo, what up?
And we're sitting with Beefcake Charlie, man. How's it going?
It is going quite well, I must say. Thank you guys for having me on.
Yep.
And I'm going to steal one of your waters
Yeah, of
here.
course.
Not to help myself, but I'm feeling pretty good. How are you guys?
Good, good. When we spoke to Damian Gibbs, he said you were really good at impressions. Do you have any you can give us?
Is there anyone in particular that you guys would like to hear? Or?
What's your specialty?
I mean, I do a pretty good Dusty Rhodes when he's trying to convince Jim Cornette to jump off the scaffold.
Okay.
Because I believe the story goes, Cornette is up, he's going to fall from the scaffold, and Big Bubba's going to catch him.
Okay.
I remember Cornette talks about it on his podcast when the story of Dusty calling it. Dusty goes, all right, baby, so this is what I'm thinking. You got the scaffold right here. The Road Warriors, baby, are going to chase you up the scaffold, baby. And then Jimmy, you're on top of the scaffold, 25 feet in the air, baby. And then what's going to happen is Road Warrior Hawk is going to come after you, daddy, and then you're going to drop. You're going to hold on to the scaffold. You're going to kick your feet. You're just going to kick your feet, baby. And then Big Bubba Rogers, the biggest man in the world, is going to be waiting for you right underneath you. And then you're going to drop from the scaffold, and Big Bubba's going to catch you like they catch the lady cheerleaders at the football game, daddy.
Wow.
That was awesome, man.
It's top notch.
That's probably my favorite one to do. I mean, I'm not saying I'm really great at all of them that I do, but Dusty's my favorite.
Man, that was incredible. So, time heals all wounds. J Enterprise, he turned on you, right? And now you and Bear and J Enterprise seem to be collective now. When you guys attacked Afala and Mario Bokra.
Yes, we did.
How were you waiting for this opportunity now? Do you feel like now you're finally getting the break that you deserve?
Well, now that I have a platform to actually discuss this on, I'll level with you guys. The Aesthetic Males, you remember them?
Yeah, of course.
They were, not to toot our own horn or anything, but I think they were beloved.
Yeah, the clap, man.
And when my good friends Damian Gibbs and Mike Dell, when we all had to go our separate ways, I was left by myself, and I got some big-time opponents: Joey Ryan, Kevin Thorne.
Yeah, of course.
And it seemed more than not I just ended up on the losing side of things. So, and then J Enterprise turns on me. I go to war with Bear Bronson twice, and I lose twice. And I don't want to do the whole cliche of if you can't beat them, join them, but think about it. You guys were at the show the other week when you saw us attack Fala. Just the mere presence of me, Beefcake, and Bear Bronson just next to each other in the same ring over people that you see on TV. In your eyes, how did that combination look in the ring?
Yeah, it was like Twin Towers.
Yeah, it was so impressive, and I was like, wow, what an opportunity for you guys to attack. Two guys that are an Impact every week. And I think the sky's the limit now for you guys.
Because I can promise you that it's not just WrestlePro. It's gonna be everywhere.
Okay.
Beefcake and Bear Bronson are here to tear things up. And we're gonna make some noise, and you're gonna see it. The three of us, me, Bear, and J Enterprise. It's Bear Country.
I like that.
I like it, yeah. And you guys look the part as a good duo, too.
I mean, I've known Bear Bronson for a couple years now. I knew him when he first started training out, and a lot of people said they saw similarities there. I mean, you got the school here in Rahway at WrestlePro, and then you have our sister school over in Long Island, Creative Pro. It was kind of like you had me here, and Bear Bronson was like their version of me over there.
Yeah.
It just seems natural that we should just come together, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, we had great matches against each other. We went to war twice, but the more I thought about it, it's just on paper, it just seems like almost, dare I say, a perfect match.
Yeah.
You guys agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So at WrestlePro, what have been some of your highlights, that you cherish, personally?
Probably my favorite thing that I've ever done in WrestlePro was probably last March when I had my singles match with Joey Ryan. That was probably the most fun I've ever had in a wrestling ring. Everything that you hear about what goes on under that man's trunks is it's not folklore. It's 100% true. I can tell you that.
And talk about J Enterprise a little bit, because that guy, as being ringside, I think is awesome. I think he adds a great element to any stable that he's a part of. So, just talk about working with him a little bit.
Personally, I think J Enterprise is one of my top 3 best friends in the business. Me and Jay started training together maybe about 2 weeks apart from each other. And we just had a very close, we all like the same things. Besides wrestling, we're both big Star Wars marks, both big Godzilla marks. It was a natural friendship that happened. And then it just, me being with Damian Gibbs and Jay also being there. And now, not that I felt kind of lost without Jay, but I missed having him there.
Right.
And now I'm really glad I'm back with him, because and besides just what a good guy he is, you guys have seen him. He's also really good at what he does.
Yeah.
He's a very, almost kind of like a throwback in the sense where he's a very believable manager. I think he's great.
Yeah.
He's very good at what he does.
Even in those vignettes, you can tell you guys are having fun, like chasing each other around this, rec center here and stuff like that. I mean, you could just tell the energy was just, you guys were just having a blast.
Aesthetic Males was a blast, and it's probably the most fun I've had in my career. The career hasn't gone too long, but definitely Aesthetic. It's something I miss. Something that me and Damian Gibbs have talked about probably bringing back, but you can see the momentum that me and Bear Bronson are going to have pretty soon. So I don't know if I'm going to be willing to give that up.
Yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit again for you, man, and hopefully we see more championships around your way soon.
I promise you guys, you will.
Well, thank you for taking the time out. But before we end, where can people find you on social media?
Find me social media on Twitter at WrestleBeef, Instagram WrestleBeef, Facebook under the old shoot name of Tommy Wansaw, that's WANSAW for the last name, and that's all I got.
Yeah, man. Thank you for taking the time out again.
Of course, guys. Thank you very much.
Hey, guys. We're sitting with Kyle the Beast Man. Are you excited about tonight?
Yes, I couldn't be more excited about tonight. Facing the King of Bros, Matt Riddle. Who couldn't be more excited about something like that?
Yeah. What do you have in plan for him? Any tricks or anything like that?
Obviously, he's well-rounded as far as the wrestling, and he was a former UFC fighter, so I have to be on my toes and be aware of any strikes or anything like that to defend myself any way possibly I can.
So, Matt Riddle, he fights barefoot. You used to fight barefoot. Do you have any sort of strategy or any way you can take advantage of that?
If there's an opening where I could use that advantage, I would. But I don't feel he's like I said, he's a very well-rounded fighter. So I feel like he's on his wits about something like that too. So.
In a stack card, you're one of the main attractions tonight. At JAP. What does that mean to you?
It's everything. It really does mean a lot coming full circle. I've been doing this for almost 13 years now, and to finally everything come full circle after all hard work and stuff like that, to get a match as deserving, I feel, as this, you know, I feel I'm ready for this. This is what I need right now in my life. This is what I need. This is what KTB needs to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kyle
man.
the Beast is becoming the face of JAP, the new face of JAP.
Well, man, good luck tonight. Hopefully you can take this win from Matt Riddle.
Yes.
And where can people get you on social media?
You can find me on social media at I am the Beast 26, or no, my bad, KT Beast 526 on Twitter, and also on Instagram it's Kyle the Beast Wynant. And for Facebook purposes, you can find me at Kyle Wynant for all upcoming events, anywhere I'm at over the weekend and stuff like that.
Awesome, man. Thank you again for taking the time out, and we will see you in the ring.
See you then.
Hey guys, Andrew and Pat here.
Yo, what up?
And we're sitting with the Warhorse, Jake Parnell. Man, how's everything going?
Everything's going pretty good, guys. How you doing?
Good, man. So you excited about being part of the best of the light heavyweights?
Of course. It's something I've been thinking about since the beginning of last year.
Okay.
Actually, ever since myself and the Vikings were in Jersey All-Pro a few years ago, I've had my eye on best of the light heavyweights.
So you came a long way to be a part of JAP. What is it that really draws you to come here to be a part of JAP?
It's probably the truest form of independent professional wrestling. It's something that I respect and admire. It's a staple of East Coast professional wrestling for sure, and being from the Midwest, not a lot of people respect East Coast wrestling. I don't know if respect's the right word, but a lot of people don't necessarily watch it, but I try to study as much wrestling as possible, and to see something like Jersey All-Pro still running after 20 plus years is impressive to me, and knowing the history that it has in this area, much less all over the world, and the influences that it's had everywhere, it's something that I want to be a part of.
Definitely.
So last time we saw you wrestle was at Worldwide for JP, and you had a match with Anthony Gangone, and you earned your spot, even though you came up short. You know, do you feel like now that you have the world's attention, now tonight you can make the biggest impact?
I feel like there's going to be a lot of eyes on me tonight. As for the other 7 guys too, we're all going to be fighting for our spots to make a name for ourselves, and my goal is to just make them all see white flashes and knock them out, so that way everybody's eyes are on me.
Well, let's hopefully you can take that win tonight. And where can people find you on social media?
Everything is at JP Warhorse on Twitter, on Instagram, and then I have a Facebook page, the Warhorse Jake Parnell.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks, and good luck tonight.
Thank you
and,
very much.
See you out there.
All right, cool.
Hey, guys. Pat and Andrew here.
Hey, what's up?
And we're sitting with TJ Marconi, man.
Yes, sir.
You excited for tonight?
Oh, absolutely, man. This is a bucket list thing for me, so I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah, man. So what does Joe Gacy have in store for him tonight?
Probably a boot across the face a couple times. No, it's going to be a fight. I'm going to make sure that he realizes that tonight was supposed to be my night, and it's going to be my night, and he's going to realize that he stepped into the ring with a guy who is focused and angry, and I'm making sure that I'm not going to lose again in Jersey All-Pro Wrestling.
Wow, man. So let's talk about the Holy Man. That just came out the other day.
Yeah, man.
What does that mean?
It's a part of a bigger story. So if you guys have been watching the Public Enemy series, the first one, basically me called out the entire professional wrestling about how I'm tired of a lot of the way things are and the way people are, and that was a warning shot to everybody. The Holy Man concept was more of me having to change myself, because I wanted to change professional wrestling, and I think that I wound up failing because the Crusade for Change didn't accomplish everything that I wanted to, so I need to change myself in order to get what I wanted to get done. And that was just my showing you my inner conflict, my inner struggle, my inner identity crisis that I'm having. And that was me telling you that, like, I'm changing myself right now. I went to a church to figure out what I need to be, and the Holy Man isn't me. The Holy Man is just, okay, when you have something wrong with yourself, you usually turn to a higher power, and that's what I'm turning to.
And so when we talked to Monsta Mack a couple weeks ago,
yeah,
you kind of said that you were one of the standouts here from the first go-round.
Cool.
What do you feel like you have to do to keep that up?
I got to keep impressing these people. I got to keep showing them that I'm not your stereotypical big man. I have to keep showing them that, you know, having TJ Marconi on your show is a positive. And the fact that I haven't been here until 9 years later is a negative on their light and their mess up. And I'm going to keep showing them what they did wrong and keep proving them how good I am.
Now, most recently, you took the SWF championship. How was it regaining that title?
It was great, man. I mean, it was stolen from me in March. The whole summer I didn't have it, and finally I got it back now. And I want that Ultimo Dragon Christmas card photo. So I'm going to keep adding championships to my waist and my shoulders and my neck. So I want that Ultimo Dragon picture.
Well, good luck with that, man, and
Thank
hopefully, I think we could all see that in the future. So,
yeah, man, hopefully.
And where can people get you on social media?
It's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. TJ Marconi, MARCONI. That's TJ MARCONI and TJ-Marconi.com.
Well, thank you for taking the time out, everyone, man.
Thank you, guys.
And hashtag Boot Party.
Yeah, brother.
Hey, guys, Andrew and Pat here.
Hey, what up?
And we're sitting with the amazing Rory Gulak. How's it going?
Good, how are you guys?
Good, man. So you excited for tonight?
Yeah, I'm pumped. JAPW's Uprising returning here, Robert Center. 8-man scramble match. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. So, I mean, you were in the scramble match last time, too. Battle, or similar match. Do you feel like you should be in a single match this time? Or do you feel like you were slighted? Or that you have to go through this again?
I mean, I kind of like the scramble. There's a lot of people in there. So when you got a lot of people, just pick apart different people, and then that's easy recognition. You know, you can beat one person or you can beat 7 people, so it really doesn't matter. So if I beat 7 people, that sounds kind of more impressive than beating one person.
Yeah, exactly. So you've had a lot of great matches, man. What have been some of your favorite highlights?
For matches?
Yeah, matches.
I recently wrestled Zack Sabre.
Oh, yes, of course.
We did a good technical match. It was fun just to go out. He's one of the best technical wrestlers in the world, so we just went out and went at it, and that's probably one of my favorite matches I've ever done.
Actually, that was one of my questions. How was it wrestling him? But
Yeah.
you just picked him.
Oh, well, there we go. I transfer on that one. Yeah, I've had numerous matches with Jeez. Jeez is the man.
Awesome.
Anytime I get in there with him or Joker, Joker's my other trainer with him too, and just brutal matches and just fun, and especially anything I've done with Drew. So wrestling with my brother, tagging, they're easily my favorite person to be in the ring with. So.
Talking about Drew, he's part of the 205 thing. You know, 205 has kind of got a stop and go kind of thing. Are you happy where the cruiserweights are now? And
couldn't be happier. I mean, what he's doing out there, he's doing his thing, and he's killing it.
Mm-hmm.
He's really taking off with that character, and he's amazing. All pun intended.
Yeah, I don't like the pun that the Unzo put on him, Captain Underpants. I'm not a big fan of that though, because he's so talented. Why would you tax somebody like that?
He knows how to control it and take care of the situation. So,
well, hopefully sooner than later he'll take that cruiserweight title off of him.
I think it could be in the future.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about the evolution of, have you gone from the amazing gimmick a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know how long you guys followed me or known I wrestled, but I used to do Little Mondo, which was a character I used to emulate, the guy Nick Mondo, which actually his new film came out on the trade. It's on Amazon Prime. So if you guys actually have a chance to watch it, it's an hour long. It's trending. It was actually #1 trending for like the last 2 days. He just put it on Amazon.
Okay.
So it's called The Trade, Nick Mondo, and you can see that heavily features me in there. It's pretty cool. And it shows me as a little kid and progression of when I went as a fan, dressing like him, to wrestling like him and doing death matches, and how he actually was like unsettled because he used to do death matches. And he almost felt bad for me that I was destroying my body, and then changing into eventually retiring as Rory Mondo with him in the ring, and then coming back as Rory Gulak and tagging with Drew as the amazing Rory Gulak. So that's kind of the progression on that note. And did I answer the question, or did I trail off a little bit there? What was the exact question?
No, I was asking about pretty much that's it.
The evolution. So that's how it came about. And Drew and I never tagged before, and we always wanted to tag. And our grandfather was a trapeze artist like many moons ago. He was real famous in the circus area and stuff. So it was like, we got to be the amazing Gulaks, and represent the name and carry on the tradition. So it's something really cool to be able to do.
Yeah.
So just recently you debuted for Eric Viking's PWE. How was it wrestling there?
Yeah, it was great. I've been to one of their shows before. It's a great company that's, I think, still up and coming. It's fairly pretty new, and just getting its legs off the ground, and to run at the Chikara Wrestle Factory was awesome. That's like my home area right now in Northeast Philadelphia, so I get to wrestle right there and wrestle PWE. It was a really cool show.
Can you talk about the evolution of Chikara since you've been there?
Yeah, I trained there in 2004 till 2008, which is when I made my debut, and ultimately we ended up splitting because I wanted to do the Little Mondo character and do hardcore stuff, and live out my lifelong dream to kill my body. So it was good times. But at Chikara, at the time, Mike was a trainer there, and he kind of wasn't happy with my decision. So we ended up splitting. But to be back there this year, I had my first match ever in Chikara, and it's been nothing but amazing there. It's really a great place, great promotion. Everyone there is awesome. The opportunities I've been given, I really like Chikara a lot.
And do you think we could see you on 205 or Monday Night Raw being part of the Cruiserweight soon?
You never know what the future holds. I mean, the career I've had just this year has been the best year I've ever had, and constantly getting opportunities. You get these matches and big promotions like JAPW and every promotion I've been invited to. So, to say yes or no, it's definitely not that far out there to say that.
And where can people find you on social media if they want to connect with you?
Easiest pie, you can just follow Rory Gulak. You can go on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. Everything is just Rory Gulak, my name, RORYGULAK. You can see my everything.
Well, thank you for taking out the time to talk to us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you, I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Hey guys, Andrew and Pat here.
Hey, what's up, man?
And we're sitting with Steve Scott.
The Selfie Superstar, Too Hot Steve Scott, is here on the podcast. What is the name of the podcast, guys? It's the Selfie Superstar podcast. It just got renamed. What's up, guys?
Oh man, what just happened out there, man?
Well, guys. I've been in Jersey All Pro for quite some time, and this past show, I wasn't booked. I didn't get any phone calls from management. So guess what I did? I went out there and I did what I had to do to get my spot back. And what did I do, you ask? Guys, I reached to Jersey All Pro Wrestling. I told them I was going to retire. Bunch of idiots. I'll never retire. So what I did, I got the time granted in the ring. I went out in that ring and I just took a piss on Jersey All Pro pretty much and tell them I do what I want. So from now on, you're going to see me on every show. They're not going to book me on shows. Guess what? I'm going to be here. I'm going to be in the ring when I want, doing what I want. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh wow.
That's like what happened. Yeah.
Wow, some pretty big words here, man.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah.
Man, well, hopefully you can obtain that success here at Jersey All Pro.
And someone asked me, hey, you still gonna bring your phone out there? Yeah, the phone thing is what got me noticed. The people, the guy with the phone. So guess what? Yeah, I will bring the phone out the ring because that's what got me here in the first place. I'll bring my phone out. I'll take pictures. Maybe my wiener in the ring. I don't know. Oh, you guys like that? You guys are smiling. Taking pictures of my wiener. I'm joking. No, there's no, I'm not taking pictures of my wiener in the ring. But that's what got me here. That's what got me. Oh, this guy taking all these photos of in the ring. No one's doing this. Now there's a couple guys doing it now, but I was the first, guys.
So,
first guy taking the selfies in the ring.
Let me ask you this. If you're going to be coming and going anytime you please,
right,
will you be setting up your own matches, setting up your own opponents? How are you going to set this up?
I mean, I'm going to be nice at first. I'm going to reach out a month prior to shows and say, hey, what do you guys got for me? And if they say, we don't have anything for you, Steve Scott, I guess I'll just have to come to shows and do what I want. So am I going to tell you exactly my plan? And then Jersey All Pro management's going to hear this and know exactly what I'm doing and deflect my plan. So I'm not going to tell you my plan, but I will be on every single show here on out, one way or another.
Wow. And
yeah, wow.
Where can the people find you on social media so they can come see you when you're ready?
Well, I actually deleted all my social media. It's kind of funny, a guy that takes these selfies, posts pictures. You can't see my photos anymore. I deleted all my photos. I still have a Twitter. You can reach me on Twitter at 2 Hot Steve Scott. The number 2 HOT Steve Scott.
All right, man. Well, thank you for taking the time out.
No. Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Be well.
And thank you. Bye-bye. Good night.
Hey, guys. Andrew and Pat here. And we're sitting with Coast to Coast. What's going on, guys?
Good, brother, good.
What's up, man?
Hanging out.
It's about time we're on here.
Yeah, right? And we got to set something up in the future, but waiting on our partner schedule. So let's talk about tonight. I mean, how was it out there tonight for Jersey All Pro?
Well, I mean, for me, it was a surreal experience despite how the match ended. 10 years ago, I was in the bleachers watching Jersey All Pro. I was here at the 10th anniversary show. And it was pretty special for me. So just to be here at the Raleigh Rec Center and compete for JP was huge. It was humbling, but I'm not happy with the way the match ended.
Yeah, I accidentally kicked you, and I didn't really mean that.
Kicked me right in the face.
Yeah, I mean, I know we partners at all, but sometimes in this friendship / tag team ship, things get messed up, and I apologize. I do, you know it. But I did enjoy the party while it lasted. I didn't go all night long. I didn't kiss the girls, and I didn't make them cry. I made you cry, but the experience was great. Jersey All Pro, I've never really got a chance to really catch on to those tapes, but I do remember Jay Lethal, which is, I'm a big fan of his, and I know he represented as well as Homicide, and a few other guys who moved on to Ring of Honor. So coming here, it's surreal, as he said. I mean, he's more of a bigger fan than I am, but I'm just happy to be at the place where one of my favorite wrestlers of today has wrestled. So it was awesome to be.
Yeah, talk about
very cool. There's the history, everything we've seen here, and just being part of it is special.
Like the 4 letters JP, what do they mean to you specifically? Because we would go to these shows growing up here.
Yeah, I would see you here.
I remember you handing out flyers.
Yeah, for me it was just it's just very special because, like, at the time I wasn't a wrestler yet, but I was here watching, and all these people inspired me, and and they always say, like, keep working hard until your heroes are your peers. And I feel like I'm getting to that level now where the guys I used to watch are now my competition. Okay. So it's very cool. That's what Jersey All Pro for me is inspiration. That's what it means to me.
Shaheem, I see you got the Ghostbusters tattoo.
Oh yeah.
Now talk about that a little bit. I want to know the backstory behind this.
I was a little kid and I watched tons of cartoons. You had Beetlejuice, you had Transformers. And then when I stumbled upon Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters cartoon, I think that's where my love started. And then, lo and behold, I got a chance to see the actual movie, and I was like, wait a minute, there's a real movie? And then from there, I just always followed anything that had to do with Ghostbusters, even Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon that came out, like, I forget, like, years later. And the new movie was awesome. I mean, a lot of people didn't like it because there's women in it, but hey, the girls got the proton packs and they did their thing. So I'm ready to see the next movie.
So, guys,
ladies,
as you would say,
you guys have been in the ring with the Kingdom, the Young Bucks. I mean, what have been some of your favorite moments? Being a tag team so far.
We've had just alone in this year, we've had a couple tag team title opportunities against the Young Bucks. Oh yeah. And last night, first time ever, main event in Philly, your hometown, Shaheem, against
Philly.
Shaheem and I, with a couple partners, Scorpio Sky, Flip Gordon, against the Bullet Club. Main event, Philly, ROH TV taping. So it's culminating and it's really paying off. Yeah. And I think Ring of Honor and the rest of the wrestling world is ready to see coast to coast.
Oh, they're watching.
Especially
what we did. So
I think we could say the ROH tag team titles in the future.
Oh, of course.
So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tunnel vision, man. That's what
tunnel vision is one of the main things that drive us. Yeah. Let alone the fire in our hearts that keeps going and keeps rising as we find every single way to correct the wrongs from each match and get better.
Yep, try to get better. And the thing, what helps a lot is we're just surrounding ourselves with so much talent. Like even here at Jersey All Pro, so much talent, amazing tag teams. Ring of Honor, amazing tag teams. And honestly, the only way for us to get better is to be around those guys. And we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose and lose and lose. But we're gonna get smarter every time. And one day it's gonna, we're gonna have a breakthrough moment.
And I'm glad to have the mentors like Christopher Daniels. I'm sometimes in touch with Roderick Strong. I mean, there's tons of guys. I mean, on the Ring of Honor roster. I mean,
And even if they leave Ring of Honor, there's so much greener pasture for them anywhere they go now. So,
it's a great place to learn ROH.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, all the best wrestlers truly come from ROH. So it's not even a competition. They just are the best when it comes to grooming talent. And
we got some of that talent here on the show today.
Of course.
It's pretty cool.
So where can people find you guys?
You can find me on all forms of social media at Leon St. Giovanni, Leon St. Giovanni. Just Google LSG, you'll find all my stuff. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, all that stuff, all the good stuff. I'm very accessible. Come find me.
And you?
Twitter, Absolute Ali 85. I'm a video game player, so if you're on PlayStation 4, you want to play some games, Absolute Ali, Instagram, Shaheem Ali 1985, and on Facebook, Shaheem Ali, SHAHEEM, space ALI, like the greatest. And I'm the second greatest, first generation. Ooh. old chocolate man.
Yeah, and if you want to get on Shaheem's good side, buy him a milkshake.
Oh, you know it. It better come from Cookout.
He loves milkshakes from Cookout.
You know it. Chocolate.
Thank you guys for taking the time out and talking to us. And
Thank you, man. Thank you
LSG,
so much.
man. We'll see you soon, man.
Thank you guys.
Ow!
Hey guys, Andrew and Pat here.
Yo, what up?
And we're sitting with the leader of the Apple Corp, the Bad Apple, Matt McIntosh. How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you?
Good, man.
Good.
And you're one half of the tag team champions with Lamorte.
Yes.
So how was it? I mean, because you have had a long history with Habib, and did you feel it was gratifying to take the tag team titles from him?
Absolutely. I mean, we kind of have a love-hate relationship, me and him. Meaning that he hates to fight me, and I love beating the hell out of him. But yeah, you know, I've been chasing after that dragon for a while now. So to finally for him to get his comeuppance meant a lot to me, for sure.
Yeah. Now I was at the show where Pat Buck got in the ring, and he said that you deserve to be the champion, and you were crowned the first ever WrestlePro champion. You know, how excited were you to feel that support, and then finally able to materialize that?
I mean, it's an honor. He didn't have to do that, so you know, that just kind of shows you like the character of a guy like Buck.
I don't know.
You know, and the fact that he like kind of went in and put me over on the mic and everything. Like, it's weird because Pat has this, or for me at least, like Pat's got this like older brother kind of, you know, what am I looking for? He's kind of like setting the groundwork of like what a dude in wrestling should be, as far as like how he goes about things. And for him to put me over like that really meant like the world to me, because like at the end, we're all just trying to impress him, right? Because he's like the guy that's putting it all together, and it's his ass that's on the line and everything. So for him to kind of entrust me with kind of holding the ball and being the flag bearer for the company, especially when it just launched, it's like I can't be more grateful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Tonight you're in the ring with some of the best lightweights in the world. What are some of your strategies going into there?
I mean, they might be the best, but I just got to be better. And I think I am. I mean, I'm not, you know, not to put anyone else down, but I'm the damn bad apple.
Who do you see as the biggest competition in this matchup tonight?
I mean, they're all. I guess you would have to say the biggest competitor would be the guy we don't know about, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I still haven't found out who he is. So how do you prepare for something you don't know, right? Not taking anything away from the other guys. I mean, they're all extremely talented in their own right, but I mean, at the end of the day, there's only one apple at the top of the tree, and that's the bad apple. So, sorry, guys.
So, and then in WrestlePro, what are some of your goals to obtain this year? I mean, you just have the tag team titles. Is it to keep it as long, or is it just to go back after the the world title after?
Well, I mean, I think we got a good thing going right now with the Apple Core. I've been a big fan of Lamorte, Death Valley for the longest time, and I feel Gacy is really coming into her own. She bit a bullet for us.
Yeah,
she got that nose shattered, like not even broken. I've never even seen something that bad. So, I mean, right now my focus is just kind of taking this tag team as far as we could go. We don't plan on losing the belts anytime soon. So as soon as someone feels they're worthy enough to step up, you know, we just beat LAX last week, so we're riding pretty high. So.
Well, man, hopefully the sky's the limit for you, man. And
I feel like it.
And thank you. Oh, where can people find you on social media?
I am at, I should really just make it all the same thing, but I'm Bad Apple Brand on Instagram and Bad Apple Pro on Twitter, and just look up Matt McIntosh on Facebook.
Oh, and how's your back? Because Dan Moff, you and him got into a...
No, it's all right.
It's all right?
Yeah, he beat the shit out of me. I'm sorry if I can't curse, but he beat the crap out of me, but...
I was like, man, speedy recovery, and you're like, nah, I'm okay, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was limping around for that. Going into work and everything was a little rough, but yeah, you know, you're gonna have to do a lot more of that to kill me for sure.
Man, that's awesome, and thank you for taking the time out again, man.
Thank you guys for
and
having
hopefully
me.
we can have something more formal.
Absolutely, very soon.
Great.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Hey guys, Andrew and Pat here.
Hey, what up?
And we're sitting with Gabby Ortiz.
Hi.
You just competed against 3 of the best women in the world. You came up a little short, but how was it being out there in front of Jersey All Pro?
It was really cool. I spent a lot of time in Rahway. LSG lives out here, and him and I are really cool. We're really tight. He's my boyfriend. So I spent a lot of time in Rahway. So it was really cool to be in front of this crowd because I've gotten to really love this town. So that was a cool moment. I enjoyed being out here with Jersey All Pro, and I've watched so much footage from Jersey All Pro because so many great guys have come out through here, So it's super surreal being with a promotion that so many greats have come out of. So
And that match, it got intense. Got into the crowd, people thrown into the walls. Katred became a bloody mess. Like, just talk about the events that unfolded.
That was exhausting. It was like we were out in the audience. I'm like, wait a minute, anything can happen out there. For one, I brawled in the outside with the audience once when I was in Japan, and that ended really quickly. But this was like almost felt like it was never ending, and I'm just like, okay, what's gonna? It was pretty intense. But I felt like I was getting in control a little bit and then getting more comfortable with the surroundings and what was going on. And then I felt a little bit more confident. But these girls are much more experienced than I am, so they knew how to like get me right back down.
Talk about going over to Japan. How was that experience?
It was great, and I miss it immensely.
Was it a culture shock?
Yeah, huge culture shock. It's so different, but I feel like I relate to that culture a little bit because I'm in my personal life. I can be very private and very like reserved. And so are all the other girls out there. But then when we get out into the ring, it's a different story. Like, it has to be a different story.
Yeah.
You can't be quiet and reserved. But out in public, it was really nice. It wasn't loud and crazy. It felt like very tranquil and zen. So I did enjoy that aspect of it. But the crowds are different. Wrestling is different. So coming back here and having to readjust back to what I used to do was it got a little it was a little difficult, but I managed.
And since you started wrestling, what's been your favorite match or moment since you?
It was my second match in Japan. It was a tag team match with Shanna against two girls named Hazuki and Azumi, and it was at Kirkin Hall. And it was huge, and we got the win, and it was like maybe my 8th overall match in my career.
Wow.
I took a win at Kirkin Hall.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, wow.
Like, oh my gosh, this is real life. This is actually happening. I wish I could just like close my eyes and replay that every day of my life, and then it would make me feel better about a lot of things.
So Gabby, where can people find you on social media if they want to connect with you?
My Twitter and Instagram handles are @Gabbity, which is GABBITY. So that's both the same on Instagram and Twitter. And on Facebook, I am Gabby Ortiz, and you can find me under GABBITYS. So Gabbity S. So Facebook /Gabbity S.
Well, thank you for taking the time out, and hopefully we'll see some more matches.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time.
Hey guys, this is Andrew, and I'm here with the Green Machine, Mike Orlando.
Going on, Andrew? How's it going?
I'm doing well, man. So let's talk about your debut against Darius Carter at JAP, and then fast forward to all the way to this past Saturday. How's it been the experience?
I mean, something familiar with Darius is never an easy task, and I'm sure anybody who's ever been out there with him knows that. He's a dangerous player. To open up my debut against him, it really was a match that I needed the people behind me for, and I feel like, thank God, they were. And took care of him there. And then we follow up with the most recent one against Guapo, and Guapo came out of retirement to wrestle me, which was a big deal to me because he had heard through his grapevine of friends that I was, I guess, pretty decent, and he wanted to come out of retirement to give me one of his last matches ever, and that was a pretty big deal. So the ride has been pretty amazing so far, to say the least.
Yeah, man. Can we call you the Marquee Machine? Because every time I see you, man, you're doing some big time matches against Ryback or Jerry the King Lawler. Do you feel like that's just going to keep propelling you to the next level?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hope so, at least. That's absolutely my goal. I mean, I try to just be the best I could be, and I hope that other people just book these matches to put the best that they see versus me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're hopefully their best at that time. So, I mean, it will propel me, but I hope that my work ethic will as well.
Yeah, so also, you got to work with Pro Wrestling Explosion. How's it been working there with Eric Viking?
It's very interesting. It's my first time out in the Chikara building, and that was a very interesting night, and I had a very interesting match, to say the least. It was an intergender tag team match, and it's very enlightening to see a different view of things and almost play a different role of, I guess, wrestler. And it's been a fun ride, and I'm looking forward to the next show.
Yeah. So, Mike, what's next for you in terms of Jersey All Pro? Is it the Jersey All Pro Championship? Is it, finding a partner, maybe, going after some tag team gold there or something?
I've done the tag team thing. I mean, I'm part of Federated. Federated is one of my biggest accomplishments, to say the least. And I have my tag team guys for that, and I almost don't want to mix too much in one pot. So if I could, which I hope that the management sees, I mean, I would love to take over. I'd love to be the best thing that Jersey All Pro has ever had as far as a wrestler, and be the face that place has made. I mean, meaning there's so many great faces that you see on TV and all these great people, and a lot of them, almost most of them, if not all of them, have crossed through at JP at many, many occasions. And I want to be that next guy. I want to be the guy that goes to the next level, which is JAPW already, but even past that, and be one of their, I guess as we called it, marquee guys, and be somebody that they can highlight and be proud of. So, I mean, that's what I hope I can get from them. And if that means holding their championship and maybe destroying Archadia once and for all, something like that, you know what I mean? Then I can do that.
Yeah, that might be an interesting matchup for sure. So, Mike, where can people find you on social media if they want to connect with you?
You can Twitter or Instagram me at BBigOrlando. That's at TheBigOrlando. And then you can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/EliteOrlando. ProWrestlingTees.com/EliteAthlete. We have not updated that name yet. I am not sure why, but that is okay. Updated the shirts. There's a lot out there. And you can reach me through any of those, and I'm pretty interactive with my fans, to say the least, so I'll get back to you guys.
And if they want to pick up the shirts, where do they go?
Pro Wrestling Tees. I mean, they've got them all on there. I personally do not have mine currently for shows this weekend. I will the following weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And, or you can contact me directly, I guess, for pre-orders, because I will have them next weekend.
Awesome, Mike. Thanks for taking the time out, and we'll see you soon.
You got it, man. Thank you.
Hey, guys, this is Andrew, and I'm here with David Adams, man. What's going on?
Hey, Andrew. I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me back on Wrestling IQ 101.
So, Dave, this past Saturday, you have had some time to reflect. How did it feel being back at the Rahway Rec Center calling matches for Jersey All Pro?
Oh, gosh, there's so many emotions. First and foremost, yeah, that building is a place that I've called home for the better part of 5 years, having the privilege of announcing for companies as prestigious as PWS and WrestlePro. The crowd there is always amazing. The energy in that venue itself is always very special. And, when I was offered the opportunity from Steve Mack to be the voice of Jersey All Pro as he's trying to bring it back and honor Fat Frank accordingly, it was, as I say, it's an offer I can't refuse. And it was just such an honor because growing up, I know myself, along with a lot of the boys in the back, growing up, Jersey All Pro, that was the place to be. That was the place where you wanted to be a mark in the crowd, and you wanted to, just watch these great, fascinating superstars, hone their craft, to a level of perfection. And many of the superstars that have graced the squared circle of JAP have gone on to bigger and greater pastures in life, in the industry specifically. And for me to be able to be a small part of that on Saturday was very, very special. And the fact that it was in the Rahway Rec Center was just a little bit even. It added to the already sweet moment, basically.
Yeah. Now, how surprised were you when Homicide came through that curtain?
Oh my God! So surprised, but at the same time, if you reflect back on it, Homicide is one of the. He's one of the pieces that made JAP so special, 1999, 2000, 2001, and beyond. Back in the day there, these guys, guys like him and Danny Moff and Steve Monsta Mack, the Joker, like a lot of these guys, these guys are what made Jersey All Pro the brand that, that as prestigious as it is today, people look back and him that really, kept it going all those years. And to have him back, and especially in the 2017 Best of the Light Heavyweights as the mystery 8th participant, that is definitely, I think, very special for all the fans. And I know a lot of people in the back were like, what the hell? Because Homicide, he's one of those guys, you never know when he's going to show up. He walks in the back door. Sometimes he'll just walk right in the back door, right through the curtain, boom. There you go. It's just very spontaneous, and I think that's what adds to the magic and the allure.
So, David, you had the best seat in the house that night. What were some of their favorite moments of that night?
I did have the best seat in the house, and many times my best seat became a dented seat, as I had to move several times to let the performers do their thing, so I didn't become a permanent fixture in the guardrail. I got to tell you, Kyle the Beast, KTB, and Matthew Riddle, that was one of those matches that I think people might say stole the show. I think those two guys put on one phenomenal performance. KTB hitting a Canadian Destroyer on Matthew Riddle, and then those two just kept jockeying for position back and forth. It was just one of those matches that just sits in my head as something very special. And myself and Kyle, we go back a long way. We used to travel on the road together. We've worked together a lot of small shows back in the day, and it's great to see somebody that I consider a friend outside the business come such a long way and finally get the the payoff he deserves in having a match, with a gentleman the caliber of Matt Riddle, and have the match being as phenomenal as it was. I'm just so happy for Kyle, and he's just getting started. He's been around the business a long time, but people don't realize he's still a young man, and he's literally just entering the prime of his career. And I think you're going to see big things in the future at Jersey All Pro for KTB.
Yeah, exactly. What about the Joe Gacy match versus TJ Marconi?
That match had so much emotion going behind it. TJ Marconi, he actually debuted on Worldwide a couple of weeks ago against none other than KTB.
Yeah.
And that was a phenomenal match, and he lost. And TJ Marconi, kind of like me, in the sense that we both grew up with Jersey All Pro in our lives as far as watching it, and both of us have one of our bucket list things was always to be able to work for JAP. I know he said that his number one thing on his list was to be a world champion at the biggest level in professional wrestling. Well, my number one goal is to be a ring announcer at the biggest level in professional wrestling. But also, right there, number two was always to get a shot at JAP, because, that's the company that was the place to be in this area growing up. And I know it was very emotional for him because he was looking for redemption against Joe Gacy, who was making his JAP debut. And the Pro Wrestling Maniac, that's not just a moniker. That is a way of life.
Yeah.
Joe Gacy, if people haven't seen him live, he is the goods. That guy's got that special it factor. And him and TJ had one heck of a fight. Somebody's got to win or somebody's got to lose. And on that night, Joe Gacy was the winner. I know TJ was looking to score his first victory in Jersey All Pro. That's going to have to wait for another day, but I assure you that other day will come, because I'm confident that with the intensity that those two guys brought to the ring, you're going to be seeing both of those gentlemen back in a JAP ring sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. So, Dave, growing up, I was there in the trenches with you in the stands watching Jersey All Pro. What were some of your favorite memories before,
Well, I got to say, just going back to it, before getting in the business, I was just always my attention. I love the intensity of the Hit Squad. These two gentlemen, and they'll even tell you, they were a tag team that was able to be like the top selling, superstars in a company. Basically, people wanted to come to see the Hit Squad.
Yeah.
It was always Dan Moff. It was always Steve Monsta Mack. And, never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would not only be able to announce these guys once, but I'd actually be able to have a good professional rapport inside and outside the ring with both of these gentlemen. They have both taught me so much and given me confidence that I never really had before. Entering the business, I kind of thought I was, an okay announcer or I would be good. And then eventually, as I worked my way up, meeting the likes of Dan and Steve, both those guys instilled in me, some great tools to keep in my head. And they both told me that if I keep working at it, I'm not only going to be good, I'm going to be great and maybe one of the best. And when good guys like that give you that kind of a pep talk and that kind of an influence, I think it's just great for the business in general, because these were two guys I grew up like idolizing, and now, I work with them on a professional level and they treat me as an equal. And just to look back at all the history that they've brought to the company, I'm looking forward to February 24th, 2018, when JAP returns to Rahway. It's already been advertised that the Hit Squad is returning.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be a special night, and I hope to be a part of that night, and to share a JAP ring with the Hit Squad would definitely be something beyond my wildest dreams, and I'm totally looking forward to the potential opportunity.
Yeah, so Dave, just tell people where they can find you on social media if they want to see you at upcoming shows.
Oh, well, I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/DavidAdams.ringannouncer. I have a good old Twitter page using the handle Voice of the Ring. Instagram, you can find me David Adams _ring announcer, and I think it also says, I think I added the little quote, David Adams here, because I think that's my little, if a ring announcer has a catchphrase, I guess that's going to be mine. So David Adams here on Wrestling IQ 101 with Andrew Pace. So yeah, it's definitely just looking forward to wherever my travels take me. But in recent memory, working for companies the caliber of Jersey All Pro and my home set I consider is House of Glory out in New York. Both those companies have such phenomenal talent, and the management is top notch, and they've treated me so good. I just hope that the talent that's there appreciates it, and I'm sure they do, and everybody's going to keep putting on top caliber matches for the paying audience. The fans that come out are so passionate and so electrified by what they see. So I can see when the performers are able to light up the eyes of the fans, that is a special moment right there as well, because the fans come out to see the performers, but I assure you the performers also come out to see the fans, because nobody wants to work in front of an empty arena. So when a place is packed, that definitely means a lot to us performers, because that means that we're doing our craft properly.
Well, thank you so much, Dave, for taking out the time, and we'll see you soon, man.
Thank you very much, Andrew, and I look forward to talking with you guys soon. And when I see you at the next Jersey All Pro show, we'll talk backstage again, okay?
All right, man. Be well.
You have just listened to the Wrestling IQ 101 podcast, powered by B+ Player Radio.